Alright, things should be good. We should have everything up and running. Let's switch screens and get a test. What's good, what's popping, how's it slouching? We should be up and running. How to, just getting this a little run over. There's a little thing in the corner there. This was my issue when I did the little test stream. I'm not sure if that will hold or not, but we'll go until it does. It seems to be fine for now. There's no drop frames or anything. How you doing? Nice to see you. What we shout the first few. How you doing, Kate? Nice to see you, man. We love that. It's a good old I mean, to be fair, it is a grand old team to play for, but it's a good old community being too. That's very much true. How you doing, kid? Nice to see you, my guy. Likewise with you as well, Kevin. Hello to you as well, brother. Hope yous are enjoying yourselves. This one's a pretty straightforward game. It is first versus last, and more importantly, this one would tee us up for the title. Straight and proper. Can't really say anything more than that, right? Let's be honest with you. We're against the worst team in the league. If we do somehow find a way to lose to St Johnstone, it would be a very big surprise, given the fact that we have actually been able to kind of tee ourselves up and get into these positions. It's going to be a bit of a confusing one if we decide to fuck this today for some reason. I feel like we want to get this kind of wrapped up as early as possible. So, win today, win next week. Realistically, we should probably have this wrapped up, signed, sealed and delivered. Obviously, for those that haven't seen, there was a couple of pretty interesting results yesterday, not just in terms of obviously the fact that Rangers lost, which is a bit of a surprise in itself, but the fact that obviously Aberdeen managed to get a win as well. I think Hearts play later on the day, and Kelly also beat Motherwell, so it means that if Hearts win today, then the top six is basically decided outright. So it's going to be an interesting one to see how it kind of unfolds with that final, because I feel bad for St Mirren and Motherwell if they somehow miss out, because again I'll show you a little rundown of the table for those that are just in here if you want a little kind of glance. This is how tight the table is. There is very little to separate, like especially between, you know, like say between 4th and pretty much like 8th. There's still a lot of swings that can happen, especially in this area, and 6 is the important spot, and like I said, with Hearts having that game in hand, they will want to win that match where they can. So yeah, definitely going to be an interesting one. We'll just knock this music down a wee bit more, just because it's maybe a little loud. I don't honestly know. We've got to do our Rangers. I don't think we will. I feel like realistically that, you know, last week wasn't the best we've ever played, let's be honest. We just want to have a bit of a bounce back and kind of keep things, you know, stable and level, because even though we haven't been particularly at our best, we have been good enough. Obviously the last few results haven't been, you know, all too great. Of course the match schedule changes as soon as I kind of tick this out, but you know, even though we weren't particularly great against Hearts, we were more than comfortable enough. It was just the fact that we allowed too many shots, that was the only issue. But besides that, we did what we needed to do. So it's more or less a case of trying to do the same today. The way that we've kind of lined out is as strong as we can really ask, obviously without the fact that we don't have obviously Schmeichel starting between the 6 at Sinisalo, but Trusty's back in the lineup, which is always nice to see, and of course the rest of the team is basically as full strength as you can ask, so can't really complain about that too much either, if I'm being fully honest with you. I like the way that we've got things teed up, so just a solid performance and we should be happy. I was out literally just before I had to go live for this. I had to pick up the juice and things because, yeah boy, it was dehydrated. So just give me a second to get fully set up here. Ooh. Can actually take this chance to reach you. We're saving ourselves for the season too. Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad shout at this point. I think it's just a case of we're going full strength, wrap up the title as early and as convincingly as possible, let's say, and it should just be a case of kind of, you know, cruising that line. Nothing too fancy or severe, and we should be okay. Every time I start streaming, there always has to be a ball in my throat that forms up, man. Always fun when that shit happens, nonetheless. Pissed off. Honestly, Navritsky should have kept his place. What's the point for a backup player just to come and play very well just to be dropped? I mean, yeah, we do say that, but it's no different for anyone like Scales or Ralston. They haven't had any bad performances the last few times they played, but realistically, they're just not better than the starting option. If you kind of say anyone who's better between Trusty fully fit and Navritsky fully fit, most people would say Trusty, so it makes sense that he's kind of back in the lineup for this one. Anyone else having technical problems? What's the technical problems you're having? Is it mic issues or something? I couldn't honestly tell you confidently or not. Strong team today and hide a hat-trick, it is a possibility. I'd love to see Dyson get a hat-trick, it would be quite nice, realistically, but we kind of know that this might be a bit more of a dialed down game, especially when it comes to offensive creation, because you've got, again, very strong midfield, so a lot of the football that will play today will most likely come through those areas. Again, defensively as well, it's not as if we've got a bad team there. Should be more than enough to hold St Johnstone quite, quietly. They do have a couple of key players, I think, like Kirk and Sidibe are the obvious ones. In fact, I'll kind of scroll up so we take a look at St Johnstone's team, because I haven't really had too much of a gander at it myself. But yeah, pretty much is what you would think. They've got a couple of players that you want to keep an eye on. Carry on that far side's pretty decent. Holt's alright as well. Can't really take anything away from Sidibe as well. He's pretty okay. But the rest of their team have had some off kind of moments. You have to say their goalkeeper's been very inconsistent. He either plays really well and keeps a clean sheet, or he just doesn't really have it in him and he'll concede like 4 or 5. Obviously Bolidis, Mitchell and Wright, they're very solid defensively as well, can't take too much away from them, but again they've just conceded way too many chances and in turn from that way too many goals. So it's going to be interesting to see how it kind of plays out over the course of the 90 minutes, especially with the fact that it's that 3 at the back, because realistically Celtic will probably just play to keep things as, like I said, minimal as possible, try not to do too much if we don't have to. But our lineup, like I said, more than happy with it. Obviously Schlupp, Johnston, Rio and Giles, pretty much all the key players that you would hope to see, especially starting for a match like this. Set the tone early, so to speak. We do have bench options that we can obviously rely on as well. I mean, a few key players to note for either side. I suppose you can say Clark and Sinclair, I would say most likely for St Johnstone, but for Celtic I would say Forrest would probably get some minutes. That would be nice to see, and obviously you've got Nowitzki, McCowan and Yang as well, all options that we can definitely rely on. So yeah, I mean, it will just be a simple type of match. I feel I don't think there's too much to add to this one. It's on TNT. I couldn't honestly tell you. It's not where I'm watching it on, I'll say that for free. I'll love to see it. Looking at this team, there isn't a player in our whole starting 11 that likes a battle at the moment. I feel like you're jumping to conclusions. I mean, we weren't great last week, I will say that much, but again, it was a comfortable 3-0 win. It was just the fact that we allowed chances to be made. Obviously, St Johnstone being at home, they might get a little bit of a, slight boost in terms of that, but you can still quite comfortably see in the away end that Celtic have probably brought more people to this stadium anyway, so it's not going to feel like it's too much of an advantage for St Johnstone. Their pitch is in good condition as though. McDermott Park's always quite nice in terms of actual, turf, so at least it'll be a great day for it. And I mean, the weather outside's quite delightful as well, can't complain about that too much. How you doing, James? Nice to see you, my guy. That's the one, Roberto. Sky Sports that's on there. Obviously you've got the TVs in respect as well if you want to use those, but everyone knows they're not exactly the most reliable. You're not feeling too good, Caden, I'm guessing. Best thing you can do is have rotating amounts of heat. Right, don't have heat fully on you, especially if you're sick, because obviously the last thing you want to do with a fever is have a high body temperature. But if you have one of those fans that can, pendulum swing, get one of those. Trust me, they help a lot. But yeah, I mean, I suppose we should read out some kind of key things to look out for this one. I mean, we're only 8 goals away from 100 scored, so we'll definitely break that over the course of the season. I'm sure we can probably keep the goals under 25 too. That'd be good for OCD. Of course, obviously with the win of the day we would go quite comfortably back ahead to 16 points, and then with those 6 games left, 18 points win. Therefore we could win it next week if things work out mathematically. Obviously we could wrap it up earlier if Rangers decide to lose their next match regardless, but Celtic have pretty much all the control that they could ask for, and more importantly plenty of time to spare. So it'll just be a case of keep it simple, keep it concise, no real bullshit, no real faff, no fuss. We should be good. If not, then of course it'll be an interesting watch, but I do not see St Johnstone for, as much as they've tried to dig out some decent results, they've not been horrible over the last kind of 5-6 matches, so I'll be fair with them there, but still very unlikely that you can see them grabbing anything. However, they can theoretically keep their season alive with a win here. If not, realistically, St Johnstone are pretty much guaranteed to be relegated, so it'll be a curious one to see how this plays out in general. I appreciate the thumbs up, Robert. That's something that you can do, by the way, if you're just tuning in. You're more than welcome to leave a like, it helps with the algorithm. If you're new here, you can also subscribe to it. we should win this game by 3 or 4. Are you then Dylan? Nice to see you, man. St Johnstone are push for the most part. Yeah, but I like to be optimistic, and again, it's always that simple case of home. You want to kind of see how much they'll frustrate you, and again with the way that St Johnstone have lined out, which we should get on to leading the lineups because that's what they're doing right now. So for St Johnstone, because they are the home side, it's Fisher in between the sticks. Hopefully he decides to fuck it the day. Right, Bolidus and Mitchell are the two, well, the kind of 3 centre backs, or more or less 2. Obviously you'll have Wright and Mitchell kind of push in. Hope will drop back wherever it's necessary, but they've got Griffith, Carey and Curtis playing around those kind of anchor players in midfield. To be quite honest with you, it'll be interesting to see if they can funnel those spaces into the wings. You get quick crosses in for those front 3 that are playing in behind. Obviously their central attacking midfielder and Duke McKenna, and of course Kirk and Siribe as their front men. For Celtic, it is Sinisalo that starts in between the sticks. No Schmeichel today, of course. I'm pretty sure he's done and dusted to the end of the season. I think that's been confirmed, right? He might be back for the cup final, maybe. Very unlikely, but still can't say the Finn's been too bad, so he starts in between the sticks comfortable enough. Schlupp and Johnston are our 2 full backs, with Trusty and Carter Vickers, our strongest centre back pairing, are starting again. Finally, Rio and Giles are the 2 midfielders playing either side of our skipper McGregor, and of course that front 3, the familiar 3, and more importantly the fearsome 3 of Kuhn, Jota and of course Diaz and Maeda starting up and in between the middle of them both. Hopefully we get some decent attacking football from these boys. If you want a couple of bench options or a few minutes to take a look at them, you're more than welcome to do so now. But if you're wanting my prediction, boys, I think this one's going to be quite comfortable. I'd see it being a most likely 4-0, 4-3. I'd say 3 or 4-0. It's around that bracket. I don't see St Johnstone scoring. If they do, it's because they get handed a penalty. Otherwise, they are probably not getting on the score sheet. It'll be just a case of if they can keep defensively, and even if they can't, it's about damage limitation. When does that first goal go in? Because if they can hold out to the 60th, 70th minute before Celtic break through, then that's good for St Johnstone. They're not going to take that to heart too much, but if they concede straight out of the gate, then it's going to be a fucking problem. But Celtic have the ball ready to go, so we'll head back up onto the stats page. If you want to look at the table beforehand, there it is. Celtic could go 16 clear if we get the job done. We have kicked off here and we've got the ball rolling, so hopefully a decent performance as to be had. That's the minimum that we can hope for. Already we've got the ball rolling. We'll give it about 50-60 seconds, then Google will refresh it. Be sure to share the stream around with anybody that you know that doesn't have a way to watch the game, or if they just want a different kind of way to watch it, let's say. I suppose that would make sense. Let's get a refresh now. Google should be with us. There we are. Fantastic. We're good. Excuse me, Schmeichel pretty much missing the rest of the season is wild. I know, and we still will probably be comfortable. There's already a chance, by the way. Holy shit, Faye and Giles. Took us about 30 seconds to dance into the box there. I mean, it's a St Johnstone giveaway. They don't really do the greatest job. I think it's Wright that gives it away, and Giles dances into the box. Cross pats one, hits it hard and straight into the hands of Fisher, and tell you what, wasn't the worst effort in the world, but should have picked either side of him. Big chance early on. It's a good cut out for Johnston on that far side just to get a force a throw in. For St Johnstone has said. Last game we were comfortable and controlled the game. Same again here, but no doubt about them. Yeah, I mean it's pretty much the same thing. Limit chances, that's about it. You're a big fan of Scotty Bay winning there, so he's not playing anymore. Probably because he's quite bad. His goalkeeping record is fucking horrific, fella. Like arguably worse than Barkas's, and we know how bad Barkas is. I was about to say that, Stephen. I don't think he's legally allowed to. There's a throw in on the foul. Well, I was going to say a throw in, my bad, it's a foul instead. Thought he would have given it for a throw in there, but nonetheless. Free kick for St Johnstone. It's pretty much just inside their half. They'll swing it high and try and find their route in with the set pieces. Takes a wild bounce, and I tell you what, they can still force a chance from this. It's a decent cross back across the box. It's over the top. And it could have been a massive chance for St Johnstone. Case in point, if you cannot let them have chances. I don't know why we do this for set pieces so much. We just do not close any fucking loose balls, and it allows easy crosses in. I think he was onside as well, so Sinisalo had it covered and it was always sailing above the bar, but that is exactly the issue that you want to avoid. Don't give them early chances, especially at home. The last thing you want to do is give them confidence. Decent move. Loose ball for Carter Vickers, and not really well kept in either by Jota. It's just kind of bounced off him and out for a throw in for the boys in blue instead. Oh, I would not be surprised at all, Caden, Jesus Christ. But then again, you're Scottish, I'm pretty sure like they say that the minimal like age is like 18 and then it's us and we're like, nah man, 13 for the most part. I know people that have drank for a long ass time, that's not a foul. That's not a foul though, that just, he won the ball, St Johnstone player falls over because I guess he wants to and wins the foul. I don't know what the fuck was, that was way too easy. Like that's what Slop's saying, is like that just doesn't seem quite fair. Nonetheless, St Johnstone do have another set piece chance, and it's pretty much from the same type of area, except, you know, flip the position on the pitch. It's a good ball in. I think it's went into the back of the net. St Johnstone have got an opener, and it's the same fucking man that just missed a good chance not too fucking men ago. They're 1-0 up. It's taking them fuck all. This is what I'm saying. We don't defend set pieces whatsoever. It's like we just fucking passively allow them to walk into space. Simple fucking header. St Johnstone are 1-0 up inside 4 minutes, and they should honestly be 2-0 up. Fucking ridiculous, man. Who's marking him? He's comfortably onside, and it's just a sample case of fucking laziness, man. Rio doesn't mark his man. Schlupp doesn't try and step out. It's a simple tap-in header. Very comfortable, very easy, and this is what I'm saying. You can't allow chances. If you fucking do, you concede, because Celtic don't defend that much. Within 4 minutes, you've given St Johnstone something to fucking latch onto. Brilliant effort, boys. Get your fucking fingers out now. Complacency at its purest right there, man. It's the type of shit that pisses me off with these fucking princess-ass players. Got to fucking play with some pride, lads. Doesn't fucking matter. 20 fucking points clear, 2 points clear. You got to play ball. There's a break down that side. Good touch and hold up for Kirk. Passing behind was nearly really lovely as well, to be fair to him, but it just took that little kind of bounce off the inside of Schlupp, and it was able to be retained by Celtic. But again, it's just this stale shite to side shite immediately. You got to go forward, boys. I did not get up at 9 in the fucking morning to make thumbnails for this just to see us goddamn lose to St Johnstone. Fuck off. Absolutely not. Jesus Christ, man. Literally the one thing I said. Maybe we just defend set pieces. That's like the only thing St Johnstone can really do. And within fucking 5 minutes we've had 2 set piece chances that have both been very well taken. They've managed to get a goal out of one of them. Maybe need to take a fucking leaf out of their book, boys, and start crossing the ball. I think it's a bit of an overreaction, Flash, I'll be real, but it's just a classic, you haven't woke up yet. Good shot from range, that's a bit more respectable, doesn't... Well, probably won't look as violently close from that angle. I'm guessing it was like one of those ones that sailed past, and yeah, from that angle it looks close, and then you see it for the reverse one and it's quite comfortably wide, to be quite frankly honest with you. Nonetheless, it's a chance we do not take. I'm really getting fed up with this fucking... How many liquids do I need to go through, man? Fucking thing will not clear. It's decent fair, and that's lovely for Angels. Hold up touch was clear as fuck though. It's coming off them. Keep it going. Nice. There we go, Carter. Get it fucking rolling. Stop going backwards and forwards. Trusty. Do you know where the forward pass is? Fantastic. Good to fucking see it. Gets it into wide space. Jota opts to go straight back. Rio then goes straight back. Fabulous, boys. I swear to God, we might not be seeing this for the whole goddamn match. Lovely pass towards the far side. Good hustling, but again, you do too much with it and give the ball away, so Johnstone retain it. Not ideal at all. Sent forward. It's typical, right? The game where St Johnstone has to play good, otherwise they get relegated and all of a sudden they're playing like fucking prime Barcelona. Ironic. Oh, for fuck's sake, Carter, you fat dick! If they... Oh, I swear to God, man. You're a lazy fat prick, man. Fucking see if he wants to go get out there. He's not been himself for the last, like, fucking 4 months. That was just way too fucking complacent. Again, just a half-assed clearance at best. Lads, you understand that you get paid actual fucking money to play the game here. You have to actually consider doing your job. Actual pish. Run it, schlup. Does exactly that. Ball in behind's well placed as well. Got to get something on this. It's a half-assed kind of force out by Schlub. It just kind of bounces off, and I think it was offside anyway, and it was offside anyway, so it wouldn't have fucking mattered. Always fun. I'm just going to actually have a mute button thing here, so whenever I need to do that, I can just... Well, some decent football has to be played at some fucking point, gentlemen. We've been very slow out the gate. That's probably the nicest way I can say it. Dyson will do his best to chase that back. It's a half-decent challenge for the St Johnstone man. I'm not sure which one that was, to be honest with you, so I won't say it in confidence, but I think it was below us. Tried to force the issue in some aspect, didn't necessarily work out. I love how you're saying that like it's a flex. I used to get up at 5 in the morning for college. Every kid that I know that grew up and got up at about 6 in the morning to get to high school. We had a bus at 7:30 we had to catch. That just sets you up for the normal world, my boy. I'm just saying I hate getting up early on a weekend to make thumbnails and stuff. I'm like, I could have just skipped this game. In hindsight, I fucking should have, because it's not been a very convincing start. Nowhere near as much viewers as I thought there would be either, so fucked on all fronts. Just cements why I'm doing what I'm doing at the end of this. Played it towards the side, it's going to be a throw in for them. Kane Carter, oh now you're injured I guess. What, was there a fucking stick in the ball? Did you head or a stick or some shit? What's going on? He's holding his eye, I'm guessing something got caught in it. It's that or the sun's pissing him off, I'm not necessarily too sure what's going on there. How you doing, Mark? Nice to see you, fella. 1-0, it is indeed. Oh, tell you what, the keeper had to really be comfortable there. He cut it back on himself just about in the nick of time. Eventually sent forward. Trying to find Duke McKenna doesn't necessarily work out there. Ball's played around the back, good take and touch, although he's slipped and give it away. That's not the greatest pass for Kuhn, but he does well enough to play it into that dead ball area. Not really the greatest touch either though from Arn, and it's just given away. Fantastic. Celtic fell asleep, man. We have not even woke up. We've been comatose, man. As much as we love my aid, I've not really seen too much of the fella. There's been very few attacking lanes that we've used. What's going on? A lot of shit making. That's probably the nicest way I can say it. Very slack. St Johnstone have made 1 or 2 really decent chances off of set pieces and managed to score one. I think it was below this. If I'm right, it could have been right that actually scored the header. My brain can't actually remember which one it was. But either way, it was a genuinely well taken set piece. Can't take anything away from it, so there is that, I suppose. Let's see where this one goes. Lovely ball into the box, actually. Could take a bounce down. You have to take the touch and shoot it. Dyson does take a touch. What a shot! Spilled! How the fuck then? Kun, you fucking moron! Another motherfucking sitter! That was right across goal. That is either a godly challenge. Oh, it was, in fairness. It was actually a fucking excellent challenge. But Kuhn should have reacted way faster than that, man. You're ahead of your man there. Still loses out. It's a fucking brilliant line clearance, by the way. You cannot take anything for that. That's a team that wants it. Duke McKenna fucking wants it. He just scoops his leg back on that line and just about gets it away. Wow. But again, it's just that one extra second of reaction time. It seems that St Johnstone, for whatever reason, are just getting to the ball a little bit faster than we are. Because if Kuhn does anything except fucking waddle to it like a penguin, if you rush to that like we've seen you do earlier in this season, you score that every day of the fucking week, lad. Just waits a little, just a wee bit too long, man. But you can't take anything away for that challenge. It's fucking pristine. God damn. My thoughts exactly, Flash. I was just the one above you. Fuck me. Well, we have this. I mean, to be fair, it's not as if we're playing bad, but just little moments like that kind of show you there's definitely some overconfidence, let's say. You know what I mean? They don't seem to be playing with that like urgency that they would in early stages of this season. It's more very calm. That's a lovely shot for Rio though. I do very much respect that he took that on the pop-up. He doesn't find either side of the goalkeeper, but the fact he kept it down was nice. Good save in the end by Fisher though. Just kind of stood his ground, didn't drop it or anything. Can't say too much, but cannot fault the shot. Celtic are making chances now. That's the main thing. We've decided to wake up and start firing towards them, so that's a good sign. And we are always worst in the first half for some reason. I mean, I know last match was a polar opposite problem, but maybe it's just another case of second half fucking season syndrome, man. We always have that goddamn second half syndrome kick into effect. Last season, if you'd asked me what player I would have at least want to lose, it would be Carter because hands down, not now. Yeah, I think he's probably heard all the rumours. It's the same shit as Kyogo. He's heard all the, oh, we're going to go and send you down, like all the clubs that are showing interest, and in his head he's like, well, I'm going to be there anyway. Well, that's great, lad, but you're still playing in green and white and your wages are getting paid by this fucking club, so play for the goddamn badge until otherwise. There's been a few noticeable times this season where he just does not fucking hustle to that ball whatsoever, or he's just very lacklustre in getting the ball out for the back. That's why a lot of people have actually kind of switched fences and said Trusty's now the better centre-back, because at least he fucking dug in. Like when everyone was giving him stick, his response was to get better and get better fast. Carter Vickers, when he got told, mate, you're slacking, get fucking on it, he's pretty much let his shoulders sag a little bit. So I don't know. I agree with whoever made that point earlier that it should have been Nowitzki and Trusty. I honestly would have preferred Nowitzki today. He's been really good in the last two games that I've seen him. Probably much more composed, I would say, at the very least anyway. But it's been much better since we have conceded that goal. We have definitely woken up. It's nice to see, but again, nice possession and passing don't win you games, goals do, and so far St Johnstone have done that pretty much to a T. Carter holds it up and rolls it out towards Johnston. Good take and touch, lovely play out to back into space. In fairness, I thought he was going to switch that back inside. He cuts it back for Trusty instead though, so we'll have to pretty much do the same thing all over again and build up from the back, which is, yep, because Slot will pass it back to Trusty, and then Trusty will play it across for fuck. You can see what we're doing before that. This is like, you can fucking read the script here, lads. Got to go forward there. Eventually we go forward. Good to see. Lovely touch from Maeda. Hold up is decent from Arn. Plays it out towards Johnston, who does a very solid job of holding himself up there. Nice, coming off. Holt tries to put the press on. Lovely break and touch for Rio though. Holds it up, fantastic. There we go, a bit better, lads. Putting them under some pressure here. Slot takes a gander forward. Jot is there looking for any suspected pass, but he lays it back for the skipper instead. Carter Vickers is loitering as well for some reason. Goes to Cal McGregor instead, who does really good to kind of pop it through. There's some awkward bounce arounds. It's played over the top, but there's not enough threat on. That's just going to go straight through into the hands of the keeper again, man. Or rather, he'll kind of roll it across his feet, wait for someone to kind of come near him, and then he'll just pick the ball up. There it is. Was he linked with Man City? What, Carter Vickers? No. He's linked with a bunch of Italian teams for what I know. I think the one that I seen that was like actually made sense was Fiorentina. Which I'm like, yeah, honestly, they do have like a track record of signing ex-Premier League players and getting a more experienced fellas like that. You know, can't argue with it too much. And there was one or two others, but I can't mind that off the top of my head, because I mean the rumours were in January, right? So if you play for Celtic and you were the number one keeper, you're not likely to leave for a club like Madrid or Liverpool. I don't think anyone that's a Celtic fan would leave Celtic. I think it's more of a different story of like, if you were to play for a team that you don't actually support. Like if you went to Bayern Munich, for instance, and you were on 50k a week and then Madrid come calling for like fucking 150, yeah, you might get a different response. Nice, that's calm for Rio. A lot better for them. A lot better than just in general. It's nice to see us actually trying to fucking pop it into space now. We're not going side to side the entire time. Good. What a step-in challenge though for St Johnstone. Can't take anything away for that. Roll it across. Go on Rio. Better. Slop. It's not the pass of the season, but it still might work out. That's got to be a foul, referee. Plays the advantage instead. Oh, that's the lush as fuck. Come on, Kuhn, man. That's twice. You've forgotten where your fucking shooting boots are, man. And now we've given the ball away and St Johnstone could potentially break. Is he going to keep that in play? He does actually really do. He does a fine job to keep that in play, in fairness, anyway, but probably bounce it off of Carter Vickers out for a throw in on that far side. But case in fucking point, man. Ball is played over the top and it's fine, and you should take that first time, but for some reason Kuhn decides to try and take a touch. Then doesn't really control himself with the second one as well. It's just no working out whatsoever. Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you for retaining your membership for a 4th month straight now, man. Thank you very much, Kevin. You love Celtic, but they'll break your heart. Trust me. I'm pretty sure it's something that we experience. Like, do you know you have like that Rangers like circle of revolution type shit where it's always the same 4 things? We have our own version of that, to be fair. Don't know why I would just let that bounce. I suppose I might just try a long throw here. Got me, who's a big Boris fan that said they're interested in telling me. That's nice, but we have a literal pre-contract agreement signed, so unless Forest want to literally break the rules of the game to get him, it ain't going to happen. Like, the whole idea of a pre-contract is that it's signed and locked in before the season's even done, so if another team tries to do that exact thing, you know, it's the same shit that happened with fucking, like, what's a good example off the top of my head? Like, I guess Van Persie, where there was like pre-contracts signed and stuff, and then like Manchester United came in and just went, yeah, we'll just outbuy that. It's like literally it was against the rules at the time. Like they changed it for that like specific thing basically. Stupid. That's a lovely chance for St Johnstone, but it's always going to pop up and over that. Not as much threat in that corner. We haven't won or drawn all season. We're in Division 4. You're getting people saying stuff to me for a bit you don't care what, shut them up. Brother, see the whole point, right? This is, I'll always say this to anyone that's played Sunday League. Who gives a fuck? I've had arguments with people about this where they think they're prime fucking Ronaldo because they're playing against some fucking literal children that are like fucking threefold up. I hate that shit so much. Let me clarify this to you. See, if you're playing Sunday League level, you're not footballer, you're not even close to a fucking footballer, you're nowhere near the level. That shit gets under my skin so goddamn much, because see, if you had any talent whatsoever as a footballer, you wouldn't be playing Sunday League, you'd be playing in an academy. So see any wee cunt that says that to you, Caden, remind them that they're just as bad as you are, if you're even bad at all. By the sounds of it, everyone in that division doesn't play particularly good. It's a team issue. Play for fun. It's all idea, it's all fucking point in sport, man. It pisses me off how it's all a business nowadays. Kick a ball in because it makes you happy, not because it gives you fucking purpose. That's loose. Please get there. Nice. He's just been wiped out. That will be a fucking foul. Getting a bit physical there, St Johnstone, I'll be honest, but nonetheless, can't really fault it too much. He was entitled to step in. The Griffiths definitely catched. At the very least, caught Jota on the. Yeah, 100% a fault. Yeah, he is actually on a pre-contract. We're trying to get him to join us in January on an emergency loan, and then we would have just took him full time at the end of the season. But obviously Arsenal wanted money for that, so like, nah, we'll just get the pre-contract, thank you. On earth, by the looks of it, there was a half chance for St Johnstone. I totally missed that. I looked away for half a second, and all of a sudden there was an opportunity. What happened? I'm going to guess it was not too much of a threat because I didn't even hear the crowd react that much. The least new place to fucking Brexit the guns. Now that is a valiant and noble cause. You can tell you grew up in the fucking 80s and 90s, man. That's a 90s and 80s statement right there. That's what I loved about Sunday League. I didn't even play that much Sunday League, but it was just like that idea that, like, you play for fun, man. Like, have a laugh with people. It's just dumb whenever you get people that are pure like, oh, I'm going to make it, I'm going to become a professional footballer. It's like, mate, you're like 20 fucking 3 and playing on like a pitch beside a primary school. I don't think anyone like Madrid or Everton are going to come calling at the very least, you know what I mean? Maybe at best non-league. So I'd be fucking buzzing to play non-league. That's a brilliant pass for Kuhn. It's well taken by Slop, although the first touch was a little to be desired. Gets out towards the left-hand side. Here's Jota. Good step in. It's awkward. Bounces over everyone, and once a fucking gain, just a wild whack at it. What is the purpose, man? It's the same two fucking things, man. It's either a shit cross that doesn't actually land anywhere, or a shot that's just as bad. Got to do better there, man. It was a good run to the byline for Jota at the very least. I'll give him credit for that. It was lovely to get past these, man, but again, St Johnstone's game plan is pretty straightforward. Just hold themselves up, and they've done a very solid job of it. This is exactly it. It's about progress, mate. And it'll make that first win all the more sweeter. That's the way I would look at it. You know, you have to take the silver linings for every loss, and that's the fact that you learn more from a loss than you do a win. Teaches you where all the improvements need to be made. Kind of like what Celtic are doing here. You conceded the goal, you're right, you know, you fire yourself up and now you start making chances of your own. But it would be nice to see Celtic take a chance. That'd be ideal. Good for Carter, plays it out towards that far side. Decent touch for Schlupp, but again, just going side to side is not going to do much. But Trusty playing as an anchor, he'll play back to Carter Vickers now as well. To Schlupp, played out left again. Maybe there is a cut-in chance for Jota here. He gets past his man, good feet. What a shot, not bad at all. I cannot fault anything with that. Should have maybe considered taking an extra touch before firing the shot, but he's seen a little bit of space and figured he might as well fire at it. It's a lot better. Made the chance, might as well have the crack. It wasn't too far wide, but didn't really even look threatening in real time, I'll be honest with you. Here's Fisher. Punts out as far as he can muster up. I was going to hold my tongue in case it was flicked on by Kirk, but it was not won by him. Ends up in the... He's got to be offside there, surely, man, by like a solid fucking 50 feet. Raise your flag, you fat cunt. Aye, good for you, man. Every single Celtic defender literally threw their arms up in anger at that linesman. That's the type of shit I hate and all. He's clearly, and I mean fucking obviously offside. But the linesman, literally, Cutler Vickers is running down the line doing this to the referee, screaming at him, and the referee's just, after 50 fucking minutes, useless gimp. Fuck are you paid money for? Jesus Christ, man, anyone with a pair of eyes could see that was off, man. Better if they couldn't, but he's just been shoved off the ball. The referee doesn't have any interest in it. It's going to be a goal kick for them as well. How the hell has this game managed to get as bad as it has, honestly? Well, I thought we were getting back into it with that 10-minute stint where we actually had a bit of momentum and good chances back to back, but seems that we're kind of going back to square one. Trust me, Kevin, I do as well. Like, it's not just, it's the fact that they try to justify the reason. Oh, it's to make sure that we have ample time to let VAR make sure that they've got like a replay and stuff. Fuck off! You don't need VAR. See, if you're a referee and you need a fucking machine to tell you how to do your job, what's the point in having a referee? At that point, just have a fucking Roomba with a set of cards that pop out. Chance, hold on! Oh no! Fuck off, my Ada, man! Why did you... I mean, I can't fault it in one aspect. He has every right to go for goal. He should have just held it up with the goalkeeper that far out of his line. If he just cuts it back, plays it central, there's two fucking green and white shirts there. But again, just tries to be too fucking clever, and keeper's able to get his fingers to it and eventually cleared out for a corner kick. But that's another massive chance that's just vanished. Corner's played short. We've got to whip this long then, right? If that's fair enough, that's actually a very clean pass. And you still don't get it off. What the fuck was the point in that then, you useless twat? At least you've retained it, thank Christ for that. Shot from range is actually alright, to be fair, but it was always going to be sailing over the top. Got under the impression that this was bets as to what the game will be in the exact title winning game, because a win here today means that a win next Saturday makes us uncatchable. Realistically, yeah. But my thinking is that maybe they're losing this game on purpose so that they can get a better chance of drawing like Rangers at Ibrox after the pre-game split. He said about poor performance, he's been rewarded with game time. This is as crap as the result of it. I mean, to some extent, yeah. But it's not as if St Johnstone are outplaying us. I want to clarify that. We've been playing better than them through every aspect. The only difference is they've scored. Oh, that's a fucking how, man! Right, okay. Right, it's almost as if you're testing my fucking patience when I say shit like that, because as soon as I said that, it's a whipped shot that just literally goes around the outside of the post. How many chances do you fuckheads need, seriously? It's almost as if we lack a fucking striker. Swear to God, man, I've heard bored do that shit when we get to the goddamn summer window and they're like, Maeda's actually a good goal scorer, so we don't need one. I'll personally walk into that room and punch them in the schnoz. Good take. Even better for St Johnstone, in fairness. I cannot take anything away from there defensively, but we've won it back. Carter. Hold it up, man. Nice, calm enough. Just roll out to Trusty. Simple. There we go. Football time, boys. Please, play some football. Carter takes a minor gallop into towards space, gets out towards that right hand side, and for some reason Kuhn can't control the ball. You need to come off, you useless cunt. With all due respect, you're wasting a spot in the team if you can't even control a simple pass. You've missed a sitter, your crossing's been fucking woeful. Why are you on the pitch if you're playing like this? Get fucking Forrest on, man. He's clearly the only player on that pitch that will give a shit about the badge, man. Tell you right now, he would change the game just by the fucking runs alone. Because we're getting none of it for Jota, man. He's stuck to that fucking wing. He's barely made a move, and whenever he wins the ball, it's all I'll do a wee cutting and then fail at the cross, I suppose. I get that we're experimenting a little bit with different tactics and shit. Like, I can see what we're doing. But if it doesn't work after half an hour, you think you should probably switch it up and go back to what fucking works, which is the central passing where you move fast. Not this shitty side to side, play it out to the wing, hold the ball up for 50 seconds to allow St Johnstone to set their shape. And then maybe get a cross away. Just play fucking through him. It's St Johnstone. They've got 20 fucking odd points, man. Like, these cunts went more central with just a bit more conviction on the passes. I tell you, this game changes like a fucking... But no. We're just going to do the same fucking... We'll play it to the wing, roll it back, oh baby, and then we'll just maybe get to half time at 1-0 down still, and then we'll do it in the second half, we'll change it up. And everyone will say, well, why didn't you just do that earlier? Pretty stale, man. Like bread left outside. One in the Hobbit Kelly goes down. Is that just the Dundee in you, Megan? Is that what that is? Or are you just really against... I mean, to be fair, I can understand that. Right. McInnes. Yeah, I mean, the table, they've got like... How many points are they behind? Like fucking 10, at least, I think, by this point. Oh, look at this, another wing run. This is going to do the exact same as last time. Who's surprised? Not me, anyway. Clay Butler, you can't really take anything away for Curtis because he's been very good defensively on that side. His one-on-one battling with Schlupp and Jota has been damn respectable. That and, what's his name, Casey or Carey, whoever it is, I think it's Casey. It's not a penalty, why the fuck would you go down that easy, you absolute fucking weapon. And that's a foul for St Johnstone though, oh! Wallopal. I suppose while it's a break we can actually check, but yeah, look. They are down there, they're fucking horrible, 29 points. Oh, they're 5 points behind. I thought they were actually a lot further behind than felt this, but Dundee's pretty much the only team that's within that territory of being caught potentially. They're taking these games for granted. We need some more hustle. I definitely don't disagree there. I feel like if you're our manager, if you're Rodgers, you're like, wrap this up as early as possible so you can then experiment and play some kids for the rest of the season and give the kind of starters a little bit more rest and, you know, just relaxation as a whole. But put the work in the now and it's done. Like, you know what I mean? Don't just fucking taper off. Because as much as everyone's like, it's not so bad, like, the part that would annoy me is the fact that it would have been, like, you know, 3 losses in the last 6 games, which is horrific form. That's not even top fucking 6 form in this league. Ross County, I mean, I like Ross County. I don't have any bad blood towards Ross County. I like Ross County. It's a football legend. How you doing, mate? Thank you for subscribing, that's very kind of you. We should give this a wee refresh and it should update. For some reason, Google likes to do this thing where it doesn't load for whatever reason. There we go. Appreciate that, bro. Thank you very much. And to be fair, that would probably be the only decent part about Kelly getting relegated. Maybe their pies go down in price. Foul. Yeah, I was going to say. That Sidibe is getting away with a shit ton, by the way. He's diving, he's fucking clipping people, he's like, dude, put him in the fucking book already, man. How many times is he allowed to catch someone when he's like on the heels like that? That's like literally the 3rd time that exact thing has happened to either Carter or Trusty. They get past Sidibe and he just swipes at them practically, gets away with it. Bruh. Lovely. That was nice. That's better, Carter. That's a pass, big man. That's what we need to see more of. It doesn't really lead to much because Johnston's pass is fucking woeful. It seems like if one person gets a lovely pass off, the next one has to pull up a pass a pish. God damn it, man. But that's what we need to see more of for Carter, man. Just a clear, direct intention to go through the middle because that's where St Johnstone are weakest. Stop using the wings where they can defend and actually, you know, fucking expose the space. Lovely ball over the top, but again, if you're trying to find the fucking wing, you're just giving them space and time to defend every single time, man. If I can see this, and I have been pointing this out since minute fucking 3, how the hell can't Rodgers, a man that's paid literal thousands of pounds a week, how can he not see it? This is like basic shit. One tweak and we win this game by about 5 goals. Because St Johnstone, have you not noticed this, have been playing it out to the wings every opportunity they've got because they know they're going to lose the midfield battle. Now Rodgers, if I'm a fucking basic man with a brain cell, I could see that and make fucking tweaks and changes. Instead, no, nah, we're going to go to the fucking side to side and pass it out to Kuhn, who hasn't been able to play half decent in about fucking 3 match days now. And Jota, who as much as I love the guy, isn't playing good right now. No, instead we'll completely take Maeda out the game. We won't give him any passes to hold up the play, even though he has been quite literally the only player worth fucking mentioning that's been half decent over the last few weeks. Let's not give him any chances, and instead we'll pass it side to side between Schlupp and Jota for 10 minutes and then cross it and lose it immediately. Fucking ridiculous, man. So Johnstone have got it inside of our own half. They're just kind of playing calm football. I think in their head they want to just get towards half time and it's good enough. Strosty back in the defence, he is. It wasn't his fault for the goal or anything, by the way. It was more Rio's, I guess, if you're talking marking, but wouldn't even say it was Rio's fault. It was just a really good time run. Lads, for fuck's sake. It's another corner kick for St Johnstone. Case in point, we just allowed too many simple bounce balls to happen. You know, Kilmarnock's are buying. Like, there is nothing wrong with the Kilmarnock boy. Oh, no way. They're going to try and claim handball on Rio. Oh, don't they? They're actually going to try and claim handball on Rio for that. See if they give that. I am telling you right now, based on the shit that I seen yesterday with that clear handball that was disallowed against Hibs, I'm going to fucking lose my marbles at that shit if they even have the balls to pull that off. Play the fuck on. He's falling backwards, he can't do much about that. I was going to fucking say, the audacity to even try and put a check on that, you absolute fucking weapon. Nobody likes SFA, and that right there is why. What's he meant to do? We've only got about 5 minutes and then we're in half time, thankfully. Yeah, that's the best thing I can say about it, to be honest with you, Robert. I love County bits, he's a fantastic player, but my god, when he plays shite, he is playing bad. %100%. That's, yeah, you're not wrong at all, Flash. I actually had one of those Kelly pies, not yesterday, but the day before. They're goated. That's a pass. There we go, Kuhn. That's better, man. Like, it might not have been the pass that should have worked out, but that's what we need to do more of. Go central. And look what happened. Immediately St Johnstone panicked, folded in on himself, and if it wasn't for a really lucky bounce, that would have found a way through, and you would have had 2 runners and Jota and Maeda there for an overlapping shot. That's all we need to do in the second half, is just play through them. Stop trying to go out towards the wings. We do that, we should be fine. Because Johnstone haven't really done much since they've had those like opening 6-7 minutes of pressure, let's say, because they had 3 shots in that time, and then from that point they've pretty much done nothing of note. But it's hard to say that Celtic have either. That's the counterpoint. Very basic at best. I mean, great, we're making chances, but not very clinical ones, not cutthroat ones, not high XG ones. Pass out towards Kuhn on that far side for Carter. Again, I like that Carter's going a lot further with his passes now. That's a big thing to see! Bounce up, it's not cleared. How the fuck is that not gone in either? That's another chance it should have gone in the back of the net. Well defended by St Johnstone. Still not cleared though. Kuhn, brilliant feet, gets into the box, might have a crack. Still going, better. Get that man off the pitch, he's lost his confidence. I'm sorry, I've never seen him do that and miss that badly. Like, the cutting was gorgeous, the run across was absolutely fucking superb, and then he just does that, I guess. He just sends it into orbit for no reason whatsoever. It's nowhere near the target. That's killed somebody out in the back end. Again, it's probably the story of Celtic's game so far. All the right things being executed, but the finishing blow is the thing that we just can't get right. That's another foul. They're getting very fucking physical, man. Anytime we're getting, like, the Holt's just bashing in elbows. They've got fucking Sidibe catching people on the heels. Their fullbacks are pulling shots, but I think that's genuinely the first card that's been brandished this game for St Johnstone. It's just a straight body block on Slip. Definitely nothing you can say about that. Minute left, whoever's on top of it with additional time. That's a good ball in behind. Please get to it first. Oh, for fuck's sake, and it's just well over hit. It's always the final ball for some reason. Pain! It's a lot of pain. I want to fucking... Our striker isn't the problem, it's our wings. I'm telling you right now, we'd probably be much more effective with Yank and Forrest than we would be with Kun and Jota. And it's not because I'm saying Jota and Kun are bad, by the way. Clearly I'm not. But what I'm saying is that you get a bit more dynamicism. People that can actually cross a ball, and Forrest at the very least. Plus, I just want to see Forrest on the pitch because he deserves minutes. I love him. Sue me. That's got to be another foul. Yeah. And then he stands at, like, no, I'm sorry, man. St Johnstone have literally scored a goal and then they've gone straight up time wasting techniques as much as possible. This is why they're bottom of the table, I think. Straight cheese. And it's Sidibe again. It's like, I don't know how many fucking times this wee cunt has gotten away with tripping people up. But that's his 5th foul, referee. Does he not get a card at some fucking point, man? You pull out a Glock and fire it into the back of McGregor's head and it would be a fucking, like, caution at best. Good for Jota. Don't roll it out, just go central here. Oh, that was the right idea in fairness. The cross was lovely, but once again, very, very solid defence for St Johnstone. Can't take anything away from that at all either. Okay, I'm for Carter. Carter has improved very fastly since we've given him shit. His passing's been a lot more on point. That's lovely. Brilliant for Rio. That's decent. Should be a corner kick, maybe. Think it is a corner kick. We'll absolutely take it. That's not horrible. Nah, still wouldn't necessarily work, Rob. Because the problem is the wings. Again, you want to go central full stop. If you want to change it up, then bringing a big central man on entails that you're going to use the wings more for crosses. And the last thing we want to do right now, Rab, is play for the wings. We're not dominating that area of the pitch whatsoever. So when we go central, we do our best work. So ideally, you know, do something like that. Even drop it to like a 4-4-2, take one of the midfielders out and get fucking Maeda and Ida running as a striker combination. So you have a fast man that can run in behind and Ida can run off the back of Maeda and get little passes to tap it in. Shit like that, you know, tactics that you can think of with very basic effect. But Rodgers is sitting there probably looking at it like it's the Da Vinci Code, like how the hell do we crack this? The same way you crack an egg. Fucking stomp it out, man. Just completely and utterly blitz that bitch. Like an egg, all the good stuff is in the middle. That's where we need to stop going. You'd like to say shop at CDM? Honestly, I would say just take him off the pitch entirely. If you're asking me, maybe we could go with something like a, I don't know, as much as it seems like a dumb idea, maybe push Slip up a little bit further, right, if we're going to go with that. Because what we could do, realistically, is maybe push Jota out to the right, take Kun off. Then if it's like a 4-4-2, we could have Slip playing in the left mid type of area, if that makes sense. And you could get something going with that, or at the very least have him playing as a left wing back so he can force those angles. But yeah, as Robert's kind of just said there, very poor up front push and probably due another defensive mistake. There's usually one or two, admittedly, but could be worse. then we should be trying to get the ball in the box as much as possible, put them under pressure so that they stress. Well, yeah, that's what we've been doing for the past 15 minutes, but it's just for whatever reason, as soon as we actually get towards the goal, will they just miss? Or do you get hiccups for drinking water? I don't understand it. There is nothing wrong with that pitch. The pitch is fucking stunning, man. It's better than most pitches in the actual entire league. I'd say it's probably at least this. If there was a table for pitches, it'd be top 6. But I agree with you on the first, on the second point, I should say. Because not really had a great game. I mean, like I said, it's like as soon as we gave him shit, he started playing better. But it's not good enough, you know. It's like 5s and 6s across the board right now, which is fine to some degree, right? It's not like the worst thing in the world, but it's still frustrating when you look at it from like a very simple perspective of the fact that we just haven't done enough when it comes to actual good solid chances. The one big one that we had was that one that spilled across the box where if Kuhn didn't walk towards it, then yeah, that fuck, who was it that blocked it? I think it was the 21. Like, clarify just to be sure. Aye, Duke McKenna. That block on the line for him was really damn impressive. And look, see what I'm talking about? So Johnstone have changed their shape to play with that 4-4-2 because they realise, hey, if we keep the fucking midfield place occupied and don't use the wings as much, which is where they're going, we can outposition them. Why aren't we doing the same? If we match them bar for fucking bar, get Ida on Maeda here, you put these two up here, you could bring Jota out to here, push Slop up, bring Taylor on, or whoever the fuck else. I mean, do we have skills? Bitch. I was hoping we had skills. Well, then Taylor, as much as I don't really like the fella that much. But then again, that's a change that we could do. But I'd say Giles needs to come off because the man's fucking non-existent. Get McCowan on that pitch then now, man. Get people that fucking care about the goddamn club and they ain't just playing for it as a goddamn stepping stone, because some of them have been very lacklustre, and that's putting it nicely. But I'll go into this screen so I can have a little gander wee so I can see the chat a bit better. At least when something comes through. Who was it that messaged me? Oh, it was you. Hold on, Queen. We'll see what's good. Right. Well, I guess I'll put the question across to you then. If you're going for changes in the second half, or if you're just, you know, do you stay as is, do you tweak the formation? What's the gameplay? What's like the actual systematic breakdown of what you think we should do for the second half? Like, do we go more attacking? Do you think we play a bit more kind of calmer, I suppose, stop trying to funnel crosses over the top as much, or do you think we just go blitz, balls to the wall and see what sticks? Because realistically, we've not played worse than St Johnstone. St Johnstone scored early and then they've defended pretty much since that point. They have done their entire game plan the same as they've done for every other game in their entire season so far. If they score first, defend like fuck until they concede and then do the same thing again. So Celtic need at least to get back into it. A draw isn't horrible, it's not miserably bad. But when you are playing the worst team in the league, in your top, and you can put yourself and tee yourself up to win the title next week if you win today, it shows the just sheer complacency if you can't dig a result out, you know? Getting Giles, Jota and Kuhn off. Who'd be your replacements then? I'd imagine for Giles it'd be McCowan. It'd be hard to pick anyone else besides him realistically, because as much as Paolo's good, he's more of a sensible replacement for Rio later on in the half if we even need to make that change, if not straight up for McGregor when he needs to come off, like for either of the other midfielders, so that makes sense. For Jota, maybe not Jota, because like I said, you could take Kuhn off, move Jota out to the right and you could just push Slip up and bring Taylor on. That would make more sense to me, because at least you could see what Slip does in that midfield area, because like I said, if we go more central, then we get something that Megan was saying where you get to see Slip play as a centre defensive midfielder almost, because he'll be bunched in with the rest of them. You know what I mean? It's like simple little things. If you're Rodgers and you're experimenting with the tactics, which he's clearly doing, why not experiment in the ways that make sense, right? Because like it's a whole different thing to just be like, yeah, we'll play this type of style of football for 45 and then come out in the second half. But we've done it too many times this season, where in the first half we've been shite, come out in the second half, get all the football playing, and all of a sudden we're 3-1 up at the end of that night, and there was no stress to be had. But it's a bit annoying that that's how we play, especially when these games should be comfortable, and you should realistically have scored at least 1 or 2 already. But ugh. Hi Ian Stephen, nice to see you, my guy. I do apologise on myself, I just need to respond to that. Respond to a thing. I just love the irony of that message. I hope we win. You might have jinxed us a little bit though. You got a 3-1 on but don't see it. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going for this point. 3-1's ideal. But nah, I predicted 3 or 4-0 at the start, and then we conceded like fucking 4 minutes in. Who was it that scored? I need to check who scored, by the way, because that's going to piss me off. Because I don't know if it's right or Bolidus, or whatever his name is. It was Bolidus. 5 shots, 4 on target. We've had 10 shots, 5 on target, so it shows where the efficiency is in terms of chance creation. Not very good. Oh. By the way, experiment when the league is mathematically won, and then we can try different formations and tactics and more. Because the title is already won. Like, realistically, as bad as today has been, it's not as if we're going to throw the fucking title from here. It would take like a severe, like, I'm talking like 9/11 levels of collapsing to genuinely like throw this away from here. You know, so I'm not worried about us losing the title. That's like the furthest thing from the point. But realistically, it's more just probably because in most of those player contracts, they're told, hey, you're a crucial player, you're guaranteed game time. And it's kind of hard to, you know, say to them, hey, you're not going to get played, so we can give this 17-year-old kid that's unproven a chance. But I would like to see some of them. I'd like to see Francis Tully. I think that'd be quite nice. He'd be an interesting one to watch. I think obviously you can make a case for, I would say, Cummings too, but again, he made that mistake of leaving. So, I mean, who's in our academy that's half decent besides Tully? That actually makes sense. Because as much as I want to sit there and say that Dane Murray would be a good addition, he's not that good. Just straight up. Even in the academy games, he's a bit... Because people forget, I watch Albion Rovers. Which, by the way... Oh, they drew. That's not horrible, admittedly. Let's we'll take a gander at this. Look at the boys! Look at them! They're actually doing alright. That's not bad at all. Can't fault it. Plus, we got that game on with and go. And if we win it, we're a point behind. Okay to this, man. Fantastic. But yeah, like the Celtic B team literally plays in the same division, so I watch this cunt play more than most people probably say they do, especially when we play Celtic's B teams. But my point is, he's not that good. Defensively, they concede a lot of goals, so maybe not him. But yeah, I'd say Turley at least. That's just not how you fucking spell that, Callum. Thank you. There we go. There's no other results that are actually of note or important. Oh, I think our problems with too many established players. But I'd say that's kind of up there, yeah. We lost my reading. There we go. We need players that are hungry and have a point to prove. We have too many players and know they're going to play every week. I think when you look across the whole starting 11, there's at least 4 or 5 players that you would say have kind of been told that much, hey, you're not going to have to worry about starting minutes, that they fell off a little bit. Like, you can see in the positions where there's competition that there's a lot better football being played, right? If you look at the left back spot, ever since we've made that more competitive, all of a sudden we're not complaining about the left back spot, because if Slot plays bad, Taylor plays, and if Taylor plays bad, Slot plays. Problem fucking solved. Same with the right? If Johnston has an off day, Ralston plays, and Ralston's pretty good as well, so you get that like middle ground. But then you have positions in the pitch like the right wing. Well, it's almost guaranteed that Kuhn's going to start, but if he doesn't perform consistently, then why does he get to start? Even if he has an off day, it just doesn't make sense. Man, that really isn't a trope. Men cannot multitask. I was trying to respond to that message for like fucking 15 solid minutes, so. Casper's injured until the end of the season, Steve. Sinisalo's our boy, but I mean, to be fair, it's his first goal that he's scored us. We can have to take it there. Wait, did you think when he meant Hitman Hoylett? Wait, did you think he was like Agent 47 or something, kid? Nah, Hitman Hart is like a really old, like, not even WWE, but World Wrestling Federation at that point, right? Man, there are some OGs. Welcome to your own SmackDown, brother. Just, they always, every one of them spoke that way. Good point though, Young, if Forrest could stop. No, that's my point. I think Forrest would have made more case today. Again, in the midfield, you could have said the case for McCowan as well. I think McCowan should have started this match because these are the type of matches that's designed for him. He's tall, physical, can hold up his man. If Holt tries to get too physical, boom, he's marked. If Sidibe tries to get through, boom, he's marked. Instead, we've got Rio in Gels, and while Rio has, he made that one mistake at the start where he didn't really mark his man for the goal, but since that happened, he's played brilliantly. He's been the best out of the 3 midfielders. Arn's kind of just doing this. He's not playing bad. He's not doing anything too flashy. Very simple, and sometimes simple is effective, but you're easy to read, and that's probably what's catching Celtic off guard right now, is the fact that no matter what we've tried, St Johnstone just switch a player about to be like, you go over there and mark him and we'll just hold position, and if you get past, we'll send another man in. They're not over committing, they're not kind of staying their welcome, they're not trying to press too much. They know their limits, and that's what's working very well in their favour, because they're only breaking forward when they know there is a clear-cut chance. Otherwise, they'll hold the ball up, they'll pass it around, they'll try and take as much pain and sting out of it as possible. Yeah, pretty much. Was he the one that passed away? No, it wasn't. Who was the one that passed away when he... Ain't no fucking way. Okay, so they've listened to me with Yang, although I would have preferred it to be Forrest. That's a little bit of an annoyance, I'll be real. But Yang is on, so hopefully you get some interesting ones. But the other change I'm not going to like, because while we have brought Taylor on, my hope was that we would have brought Taylor on and pushed Slup further up. We're not doing that, it's just a straight switch. Taylor's on for Slup. So it'll be interesting to see how that lines up. I don't think we've done any formation changes. I'm pretty sure it's still the exact same as but yep, Slup is out, for those that don't know, and obviously Kuhn, who's been taken off too. Right boys, decent second half, that's the minimum that we need here. Middle screen, go into the stats, and we should be up and running again, and straight away the ball's sent forward. We'll get a little sparky of this, and then we can focus up a little bit more seriously, let's say. But ideally, if we want to win this game, a goal in the next 10-15 minutes would probably be somewhat ideal, I would say. That's a good ball forward, and immediately they are looking for that chance. Rio, good layoff. Taylor, nice pass. Good to see that. Trying to do what they can. How you doing, there, boy? I'm pretty sure you were in here earlier on, fella, but hello, regardless. Oh, we could still work out there. That's good defence and fairness. Can't take anything away for that. But out towards the side. Young plays it safe, cuts it back for Carter, but you're going to have to force that forward, son. Slight missed pass there for my head, I'll be honest with you, but McGregor's not going to be too hard pressed to retain that on his own grounds. Can't say it's been the most particularly fired up game in Perth. There have been chances, but nothing too concise besides that one real big opportunity that Celtic had around the 20-minute mark. I'll be curious to see, because the changes that we've taken off are pretty influential changes when they play well, but Schlupp and we're having mixed matches. It's a good spread across the court. We'll take a gander at it, trusty. Good pass out towards the edge. Jota gets caught in the face there. That was, I could see that for a distance, man, so there could be a card coming out. It's Curtis that caught him. I think it was in the aftermath, but either way, a foul's been given. Honestly, I think that's fair. I don't think a yellow's even really needed for a decent set piece opportunity. Mix means pissed. Well, mix just means that they've done some alright stuff, done some bad stuff. But if you want to win a game, you need to be consistently good, not consistently mid. That'd be like a, you know, maybe a 5 or 6 type of performance. Like, they're not being god awful or anything like that. That's kind of what I'm saying. That's good. There we go, Jan, lovely pass. Not the greatest touch, but well held up. But in fairness, don't know why the fuck Taylor is up there so far high, but I ain't going to complain about it too much either if he holds it up. No complaints, that's a lovely pass. That is a lovely pass, holy shit Taylor, alright lad. Pass into the box is half decent, takes a bounce around Carter. I thought it was Carter there, my bad. Trusted it was later on the outside, Rio's got it, played across the face of the box, it's going to be bundled out. Should be a goal kick for St Johnstone. It was a good attempted running behind for Rio, but he was never really going to get there unless it was like to the millimetre type of perfect. And a lot more urgency, Robert, you're spot on there, Chief. So we're getting them into those deadly areas though, we know that ourselves. Chance creation's kinda crucial here. St Johnstone to send this one long from said goal kick. They'll try and find someone probably as high up as they can, head it down, do what they can, popped up and away, calm enough for St Johnstone, headed back into open space by Trusty, retained by Hole, headed forward, still very awkward bounce around stuff here, no one's really retaining it, eventually sent forward by St Johnstone. There's a bit of a chase down, that's a little too weak for you, Johnston. That's a lot fucking better, Ali. Gets physical. And it's a throw in for, I think, us. I'm honestly not too sure. He's shown that Taylor step in again. I mean, he doesn't catch him that hard at all. Totally valid. Yeah, they're looking nice to see, man. You lost your old phone, so you got another one. Trust me, brother, I'm actually in the same kind of boat myself. I had to do that not too long ago. Oh, good press for Dyson. That could have been something there. I like that a lot. And yeah, so even St Johnstone realised just get out for that point. I think he maybe should have played it to the left-hand side of the pitch, but nonetheless, you know when your manager's even having a laugh about it, it's more of a light-hearted moment, I suppose. Very calm. Much better for Trusty. The pass through is decent as well. Joe opts to leave that one out. That'll be a throw in for us. 35 yards out for the goal or so. I have no idea what that even means. That's a good bottle for Carter Vickers. Let's see if there's a run up that side. Don't know why you've allowed that to go through, but it somehow worked. Fair enough. Taylor lays it off. Ball to Rio is half-hearted at best, and I don't even think. Oh, he just misses the header entirely. That's even worse. So he'd be very lucky even to hold that ball up. He didn't even get the ball. Keeper retains it. He'll probably just look for an early pass out for the back. Sent forward by Fisher. Over everybody again. Celtic will retain the ball. We're having a lot more of it this half. That's one noticeable thing, but no clear-cut chances. Would like to see one on the board in the next few minutes or so. That's a good ball forward towards Dyson. Neither tries to play the quick pass, and I think St Johnstone's seen that way too easy. Simple cut out in the end. So David does well to kind of retain it and goes for a run forward. Still has it. Still has it. Tries to force the shot, in fairness. Can't fault it for the 16, but it was never going to be too much of a threat. But again, it's just like Carter is getting bodied way too easy sometimes. Like, that's the thing that I'm noticing. Like, Carter usually is that brick shithouse that just does not ever get wavered. He's just getting danced past a few times more than I'd like to see. Especially for players that are a lot less physical looking than. Yeah, absolutely spot on, Robert. Just because we're attacking more does not mean the defence gets to slack up, man. Keep it fucking rigid. Like a rock. Good football there. Lovely layoff. Potential break down that far side. Nice take and touch. Johnston has it. Keeps it comfortable enough. Runs it in behind. So they don't have many bodies forward. And we end up going backwards anyway because we panicked with the touch. That's always lovely to see. McGregor has it. Played it towards that far side. We just go for a simple cut-in pass here. That would probably be more recommended. Goes for the cut-in eventually, but it's decent for arm. Takes a bounce off and it'll be a corner kick for us. It's a wee round of applause for the fans behind the goal. Have we woken up yet? Not particularly. We've gone a little bit faster out the gate though, that's always nice to see. I think most people knew Carter was gone in the summer, to be fair, Rob. Same with Rio, realistically it'd be very surprising if those two stay after this. Surely a chance here, surely a chance! What do you fucking mean? First of all, why didn't you swing at that as soon as the space was open? Secondly, why did you fucking wait until Sidibe tackled you? And third of all, how the fuck did he get that challenge off so clean? That was a gorgeous tackle again, man. That's how you defend a fucking... that is... you cannot say it. That is just genuinely beautiful. He gets that wrong by a fucking ball here. That's an immediate penalty. Studs up in the air, but he catches it perfect. Rio from range. Off the fucking post. No! No, it's going to be one of those fucking FIFA games, man, where we do everything under our power and it just doesn't work out. And apparently there's a foul anyway. Oh, it fucking rattled the post, man. Brilliant shot video, can't take anything away from it. It just bounces straight back off up the out, right back into open space, and then apparently a St Johnstone player got fouled at some point. And I mean, I have faith that we'll get something out of this game for damn sure. I wouldn't say it's going to be horrifically bad looker, but we do need to get a fucking goal at some point. That'd be nice. Here we go. Jota. Nice. Felipe, that's a lovely ball. It's awkward, it's spilled. Still dangerous. And somehow falls to the keeper's fucking possession anyway. It seems that any time we get in that 6-yard box, every fucking bounce has to fall St Johnstone's way. Nothing wrong with the ball in for Jota, but the keeper gets kind of caught in the area anyway, so I'm going to probably presume there would have been a foul even if we had scored from it, because Arn just kind of threw himself in there. It's a mix of the keeper dropping the ball and obviously the physical contact in that jump up. Oh, how you doing, guys? I didn't even notice you pop in there. How you doing? Do not ever apologise for being MIA, brother. We understand that you've got problems. We understand that you've got shit going on in your life. Everybody does. Hope you're alright though. I mean, I think it would be kind of obvious that Everetsky would be willing to perform, man, if you've been sitting on the bench for a better part of a season and a half. Yeah. What a shot! Tell you what, St Johnstone, that's their first literal real chance of the half, by the way. It's that Duke fella that just had a crack, that Duke McKenna, I believe his name is, and it's a lovely shot, nothing wrong with it. Similar to Rio's in the sense that it was well hit, kind of middle of the goal almost, but just sails past that far post instead. Always nice for us. Just had enough recently. Oof. You don't ever need to explain that to me, brother, I understand fully. Nice attempted through ball there. I don't think anyone was going to get that. This Johnson player getting the camera away, that's quite cute. Having words with the ball boy, I'm guessing. Oh, I don't know what they're doing. They'll be having words with the ball boys. Anytime the ball goes behind the goal, lads, waste as much time as possible. I wouldn't give a fuck if I was a Celtic player and a wee ball boy tries to do that, man. I'd Eden Hazard them. Like, see Eden Hazard versus Swansea. No problem at all. That was a joke for obvious reasons. Never harm a child, but they're quite clever. You can see the guy running around the outside, stopping at all the ball boys and telling them, "Look, lad, you might want to." You can tell what they're doing. I almost respect the brazenness of that in a way, but for fuck's sake. Lovely pass back towards Carter Vickers. Here we go. Potential attack for us. Tries to his space and recognises it, just gandles up. It's a solid 30-40 yard burst for him. Rio does well enough to hold up. Can for Jota as well. I mean, he gets past his man, but he's been taken down. Referee says quick free kick, played across. Oh, well, there's a yellow card that's came out for Curtis. I'm presuming that's because it's just like he's fourth or fifth foul, I'll be honest with you, on Jota. It's such a Sunday League tactic. It genuinely is, but that's why I respect it, because I avidly remember fucking teams doing that all the time. It looks like either's going to be ready to come on as one of the changes. That, or whenever you would have someone for your own team that played as the linesman, you would always just kind of say to them, hey, even if they're just off, give the flag anyway, that type of shit, you know. I'll tell you what, man, if the ball boys pull it off today later on, then who knows. Maybe they get to sit with the players in the canteen for their lunch or whatever. That's a ball into the box and it's decent as well. Surely a chance there. It's going to pop up though. St Johnstone will just clear the lines. Nothing wrong with the ball. It was well delivered. Well defended too. That is fucking calm. Again, you just try and do a little bit too much in St Johnstone and then I was going to say they retained the ball, but they gave it away as soon as I fucking said that. What a pass. Nice from Dyson. I don't know why I keep getting reoccurring fucking hiccups. I've not eaten yet, man. Ball into the box is dangerous. Surely a chance here. Oh, for fuck's sake, man! How many fucking chances do you fuckheads... Like, I am actually getting annoyed now. It's again a lovely ball, laid off beautifully by Jota, and then Rio, for some fucking reason, thinks it's rugby again. Runs onto it at full speed and fucking thunder cunts it about 20 miles over the bar. There is nothing you can say to defend that. That is just, like, severely bad. The last shot was an absolute fucking stunner off the post. You do the same thing there, you've got a goal, lad. But again, it seems like they fucking panic when they're presented a one-on-one with the net. You had not a single man close to you. You could have took a touch and everything. But no, just panic and fire it at full fucking speed. It looks like Maeda's getting some rest, and honestly it's valid because, to be honest, barely fucking seen the lad, did they? It's not really even his fault, man. There's just been no support or service. Let's see if Ida can change that up, man. Jota. Better again for him, man. Like, he's had a much better second half just in general, man. 15 minutes, he's already made about as many chances as he did in the entirety of the first, but my god. Probably the worst season ever, worst performance since Bayern away. We've been awful. Because after that, there's not really much to fight out for the season. But bear in mind, we play these cunt in a cup semi-final in a few weeks from now, basically. Like 3 weeks. Give or take. This does not bode well. Tiny bit of composure would have been fantastic there, Rio. Thank you very much. Nah, I just had to do better though. Straight up, bro. If Liverpool are being labelled the worst champions in England, who the fuck's labelling them as the worst champions in England? The worst champions in England would probably be like fucking Chelsea when they won that season with like 80 points. Like, Liverpool have done it with a brand new manager, so you can sit there and be like, yeah, honestly, they deserve it, man. But we have not had a particularly great season. At least end to it, I would say. Start of it was lovely. Slowly crumbled away over time like a very old tower. That was a lovely touch. Holy shit, break chance. Go on. Oh look, that's the Johnson player staying down to try and get the referee to stop the whistle. I fucking hate cunts like that with a passion. Put into the box, chance, still awkward. Why the fuck would you try and take a touch there, old man? What the fuck is the point in that? Oh my god, man, they're actually flopping and diving. Like, you're 6'2" and you're fucking like, nah, piss off, you absolute fucking twat. Just bite my tongue. We knew that St Johnstone would start doing this. Third time wasting at every conceivable opportunity. Like, you had about 4 or 5 players flop over, like, oh, I've been shot. One of them didn't even get touched. Yep, one just goes down because he's a diving wee bell end, and that's literally what they're fucking taught to do, man. That is... I don't disagree with you there, to be honest with you, man. Unless it's one of those ghost injuries where it looks way worse than it did in real time, like that, there is nothing that's wrong with that challenge in real time. For some reason the St Johnstone players stayed down. Maybe it landed weird, I don't want to make assumptions. But considering the fact that, again, they didn't do this once at all in the first half, and now all of a sudden anytime they fall over they're burning seconds off the clock. But I can see McCowan getting his shut off in the background, so that's a good sign. It looks like we'll be making a midfield change, and hopefully that fucking means in gels. The guy who's been practically non-existent, we need him off the park. would honestly be too surprised by that, so it feels like that. We've not set the match fully yet, but it seems like we're trying our best to damn well throw it away, especially all the fucking chances we've missed, man. At least 4 or 5 genuine sitters now. I don't get why we have to miss about 4 or 5 sitters before we put one in the net, but it looks like Giles is off, McCowan is on. We've been wanting to see that change, maybe 5 minutes later than it should have, Kane, but nonetheless he's on the pitch. McCowan will give his old arm, right heart down, fucking right. Like on, but he's been off with it. The few players have been off it today, in fairness, but he's been one of the more noticeable ones. Again, not a bad performance, but it's just a straight 5 out of 10. Very middle of the road. St Johnstone have got a bunch of changes coming on themselves. It'd be nice if I could see who those changes are, because they're making a shit ton of them by the looks of it. Would you look at that, getting all the players that are fucking carded, are committing all the fouls in the world, get them off, aye. Classic shithouse of the Celtic, but they've got Clark, Kimpioka and Stevens on. They've got Wright, Carey and oh, it's just Steven, never mind, I thought it was Stevens. Really shot them wrong at the back, it's just Steven. Big old Steve, he's on the pitch. Yeah, everyone is fucked, man. It's the perks of living in this country. Well, isn't suited to the Scottish games, unfortunately. It feels like that a little bit. I wouldn't even say that he's not suited to the games or anything. I'd say for me, personally, it's just that he's not playing in the position that he's meant to be playing. I feel like he's more of a, like, Matt O'Reilly. You need to get him forward more, rather than having him anchored after McGregor. Let him fucking free roam, because that's when he does his best work. But when you've got him locked into a man, it's really difficult for him to be creative, which is what Giles was signed to do, be that creative outwards playmaker that can get the fancy pass away or take the nice touch. But if St Johnstone just win at that, which they did by putting an extra body on him, it makes it much harder for them to actually kind of, you know, do anything, I suppose. It's just solid tactics for St Johnstone in terms of man marking. Not able to watch you if you've trouble getting trying to get games this weekend. Well, if you want me to summarise it, it's a classic story how Celtic lose most games. Get caught out early and then don't put one in the net despite having every chance under the fucking sun to do so. We've hit the post, the goalkeeper's made some good saves. It's just one of those days, man. But at the same time, there's still plenty of opportunities to be made still. There's about 20 minutes, whatever's left of additional time as well. I'd say about 25 minutes all in for this point. There's a good chance. As soon as I see that, it's an overhit passing. Help! Yang, I love you, mate. I really do. I've been one of your biggest advocates for time, even when people call me fucking stupid. That's why they call you stupid, though. If you just put a little less power on that, just a wee bit fucking less, that's an easy tap in. But once again, they just let the adrenaline hit them at the worst possible fucking time. Almost as if it's on cue. Another big chance missed. Fucking hell, man. This is getting annoying now. Like, genuinely a bit frustrating. How many opportunities do you Bellends need? That's a little bit better for you to keep the push going, big man. Just force the issue, make them clear it. Good. Better. I kind of expect that. This stream hasn't got as many viewers. I think we've got like 30 or something right now, I'd imagine. It's a good ball forward. Johnston takes a bounce up. Corner kick. Here we go. Pretty much dead on the 70th minute as we go to take it as well, so that'll be interesting. If Celtic had chances, yeah. As many chances as a guy when he walks through the red light district, man. Offers every fucking 2 seconds, but he just doesn't take any of them. Ball. Box. Cleared away. God fucking damn it, man. Sent up and away. Bounces. Takes a really awkward touch. Yes. Better. Nice. We love that. Good shit, Johnston. Oh, Cam for McGregor too. Good stuff. It's not that we're playing bad, it's just that finishing product is just completely fucking non-existent right now. But remember what I said to you at the very start of this. Celtic are one of those teams that will go at the 70th minute, and once we get that breakthrough goal, we'll be fine. That is a chance as well, for fuck's sake, man! It's another great defensive block. Nothing wrong with Ida's run there. He times it perfectly, does what he needs to do, forces it, but it's just another brilliantly timed challenge, man. God damn it, man. Oh, and that's just a horrible cross strain of the hands of the keeper, nothing too bad. That's why we've got so many good players with nothing to prove. It's the issue when you kind of run away with like leagues in certain seasons. Because he like, whoa, that's a high foot, my guy. That's going to be a yellow card. That's by the rules of the game. That's a yellow card, man. That's another fucking foul that they've gotten away with just because it's St Johnstone, I guess. Let them fucking away with it for vibes. It's high foot. He catches him in the head. And it's just, I play on, get up, play the pass. Yes, Jan, that's good. Good cut back as well. Lovely pass. That was very nice for Jan. Better. McKeown tries to force the cross. It's up and awkward. It'll be forced to be headed away. I don't know how you've just missed that ball entirely, but that was an awkward touch. That was lovely for Trusty though, but again, not really dealt with by Jota. That could have been something. No, you could not say better myself, Flash. It's at the very least a yellow card, I would say, but not interested in Brandis Uneni. All I'm saying is, next time we volley someone in the head, we don't get carded at all. Come on. Oh, what a tiny slip, man. How many fucking times, man? Well recovered, though. Right, lads, with all due respect, we're getting to that point in the game where you need to fucking try. Stop ripping the piss. Stop taking all the fucking time in the world to do the basics wrong. Get forward, cause issues. It ain't difficult. We're just going side to side, man. Fucking opener. Jesus. This game is going by another half ball at half time. Only went to 1-1 my second. I feel that. It's got to be a foul. Surely that's a foul. Yeah, I was going to say, man. There we go. So you do know where your cards are. Interesting. It's definitely less of a foul. That's not even a that's not a yellow card in my opinion, because he's genuinely going for the ball there. But volley them in the nose, aye, that's totally fucking valid. Good free kick opportunity though. This is, if I'm being honest, this is like Jota prime territory. If not, then it's a McGregor long shot for vibes, I guess. I don't know. I just want to see his fucking score a goal, man. Forest! He's going to win us the game. Let's go. I fucking manifested that man playing today. He's going to score. Get him on the pitch now, man. Come on, Jota. Show that sexy Portuguese poise. Place it top bins, my guy. Do not fucking... Just don't hit it into the wall, please. Oh, I mean, it's not a good free kick, not a bad free kick. It was very middle of the road. He got it over the wall, but more importantly, went way over the bar as well. And that's his last contribution to the game, because now it's time for James Forrest to win us the match. Let's go, big man. Get it fucking done. We'll just say that M stands for mischievous. I mean, I know it stands for M, ends with O, but we'll just call them mischievous. Sent forward. Throwing for St Johnstone, not too bad. There's 15 odd minutes left in this game. We have to go, man. First, there's the most experienced player in the league, literally. To the right. And if there's any man that's seen more late winners for Celtic than any other player, it's that man right there. I like the fact that I had a chase that just to make them force the clearance. That's nice to see. I'm pretty sure St Johnstone player was offside anyway though. Nice, here we go. Forrest's first few touches on the ball, let's see what he does. Wins the throw in, not too bad. The time's running out, boys. You don't get to fuck. Oh, well, that's just stupid for Rio then. Gives the ball away silly, and now there's a chase down, and because we've got our fucking fullback placed so high up. Trusty, no way, man. No fucking way. What are you doing? Why are our defenders so actual fucking ass at football? What did they teach Americans, man? There we go. That's how you put a fucking shoulder tackle in, Rio. Better. How the hell did that nearly work out? They still have the ball. Played in. This is a chance for St Johnstone. Good fucking block. But again, nobody tries to get in and clear it. St Johnstone go for range and it fucking near enough hits the top of the bar. It catches the stanchion at the back instead. You watching any other games today? Not to my knowledge. I mean, I'll keep tabs on the fucking Hearts and... I've totally forgot who they play. The Hearts match, I should say. Just because if they win it, then top 6 are decided kind of thing. Oh, corner kick for St Johnstone, man. Chance for them to get something on the board. If they get a double for here, realistically, come back is well and truly off. Back stick over everyone, calmly claimed by Sinisalo. He's not had much to do, but that is a good example of how to dominate and command your space. I respect that a lot for Young. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Again. But that's just way too physical, man. They're getting away with a lot of fucking stuff. The Kimpioka that pulls at the shot, catches him, knees him in the back of the fucking ass. He hits him in about 3 different ways on the way down there. Need to call it the next 2 minutes. Just a goal in general. Like I said, a draw isn't worst case scenario, but I ideally want someone. Yeah, Megan, it's not 16 teams, it's 10. They're planning to take 2 teams away from the top flight. $16 teams makes more sense, but they're planning to knock it down to 10 so they can bracket the others off. Or Forest. Oh, yeah, the chance. McCowan! Oh, for fuck's sake, man! You fuckers are actual wastes of time. What's the point in this? Again, you have time to tee it up, and what do you do with it, man? Put it way wide. You do realise you just have to hit the fucking target. That's a whole thing that you need to do to score goals. Young's still trying to run off that injury that he picked up, man. Which means we're temporarily down to 10 men as well. We're getting fucked over by every sense of the word, man. It's like a game of FIFA, but worse. Good break forward. Oh, of course it does. Perfect deflected bounce and it rolls out and the St Johnstone player goes down with cramp. See, if I was on that pitch, man, I would just take one for the team and fucking run up and double jump on that cunt. Like, see if you want to pretend you're injured every time you're touched. Let me just cave your face in with the studs. The fuck is that, man? Like, you get caught by your own player, might I add as well. It's not even worth stopping. Get up and play on. Like, I'm used to seeing 1 or 2 sitters, but we have missed at least about 7 this match. It's a fucking joke. I hope so, guys. It would be nice, but our finishing ability has been lacklustre at best. Absolute fucking god awful at worst. There is a chance for us to break though. Either. Chance, please! Fast! No! How do you miss it? What the fuck am I watching, man? It's another sitter! I thought I'd manifested Forrest getting his goal, but no, fucking God just does not want it to happen. How the fuck? Actually, how? I look destined to fucking go and all, man. We've hit the fucking wood, what, twice for good measure too? We've done everything but put it between the fucking sticks, man. Forrest again gets it into the box. Good breakaway. Pass across. Takes a bounce up. St Johnstone will get it clear. Ball into the box is dangerous. Takes a bouncer. It's really hard to tell with the fucking sun, man. Like, the ball disappears anytime it's crossed. Johnston. McGregor lays it after Yang. Played short. Still trying to dance through the box, so Johnston just panic and get the lines clear. They do well enough. Fucking hell, man. How many chances do we need to waste? Good feet. Still trying to force his way through. I respect it, but he was really tasked with a tough challenge there. I don't even think there's 18 to 20 half decent teams in Scotland right now, guys. That's the issue about it. That miss for Forrest was ridiculous, man. It's like in real time I thought it like came off the woodwork, but it was just that poorly shot that it just came off the keeper's like inside leg instead. We have got so little time to dig something out of this, man, but we need something, just a fucking goal of any kind, man. I don't give a crap if it's an own goal, a penalty. Just something, man. We deserve a fucking point at the least. But St Johnstone's goal has led probably the most fucking charmed life of any team today. Chance for Forrest, edge of the box, straight at the keeper again. That's twice you've done the same thing now, man. Pick a fucking side! Again, does so well to fucking make the space. Lovely move, but what's the point in doing all the hard stuff to then just pop it towards him? It's just, it's so disheartening, man. It's actually fucking stupid how bad these lads are at times. Come on, boys, we've got fucking time. Save yourselves a bit of embarrassment here, because it's all well and good losing a match, but fuck me, the highlights of this game is basically just going to be like 5 minutes of Celtic missing fucking chances from 6 yards out. With 1 or 2 clips of fucking blue attack, that's it. I mean, in this half, they've had literally, what, 2 opportunities. But Celtic have had about fucking 10 or 15 and we just have not been able to do anything with it, man. It is... Good hold up, there we go, decent. Put out towards that left hand side, trusting as it could potentially look for a move forward here. Good layoff pass, lovely taking touch between Taylor and Forrester. Played in towards Rio. He's given his heart this game, man. He's been the best player in the park, I'd say, Rio. It's a lovely pass again. Good break into the box, shot, bounced up, still should be gathered, and in fairness they do a good enough job of it, St Johnstone, but they only cleared it about 30 yards out. And for some reason Ian gives the ball away and then fouls his man for no fucking reason. Fantastic. I don't think Brendan's going to be going anywhere, to be fair, mate. What's the clip of the game going to be? None. I don't think I'll be doing shots that much going forward, to be honest with you. They don't do well enough to merit me doing them. Pretty much sums up this season as a whole, if you ask me. Good play shot. Could go forward with it as well. That's a really, I don't know if that was intentional or if it was just a really fucking scuffed pass. That's a good chance for us to break forward. Please, Ida. Please. Oh my fucking god, it's... If any of you have a passing bone in your body, man, again, you do the hard part. Get away for your man, get into the box, force it out. What do you do when you get into the box? Pass it straight to the fucking goalkeeper with no hesitation. It's just, it's that, yeah, I mean, fucking hell. But we've got Maeda, he's good enough as a striker, isn't he? Fucking dumb, man. Absolutely disgusting. Don't get me wrong, like, give St Johnstone credit where it's due. They've been alright. Did they deserve even a fucking point? Hard to make that case. But this is the difference between good defending and shit defending. We've got so little time. Is he seriously? You time wasting wee fucker, man. Get a grip of yourself now. Man, if I'm my dad, just fucking run into him at full pelt. Actually contribute to the team in a meaningful way, since he's that useless at finishing. Good pass back. There we go. No, you don't even get out for that because it just cannons off out for a goal kick though, so Sinisala might just kind of send it forward potentially. That'd be nice. I mean, we definitely deserve to win the game in my opinion. Anyone that's watched the game could tell you as much. It's just a simple case of this is what happens when you don't have a fucking lethal finisher. And more importantly, a bunch of players that mentally have checked it. They know that they're going to win this season, so what's the point in them going full ham? Like, I get that, you're never going to really see Celtic out of third gear for now at the end of the season, unless it's the cup final, if we even make it. But I hate seeing complacency, and this is a big example of it. Just to the core, man. Good pass, headed out and away for St Johnstone. Well, very well retained by Rio. Like I said, he's really trying to give his best at the end of this. Forrest. Trusty rolls it back for Carter. Taylor played short. It's not the greatest touch for McCowan, but he does well to retain it. Pass for Ida, shot, and it's not on target because of course it isn't. You can't fucking hit the target if you were literally placed 4 yards in front of it with no keeper in between the fucking sticks. My god, man. Nice camera work, dickhead. I didn't even show the added minutes, you just showed the fourth official. Can you clarify how many minutes there are? I guess not, we're 30 seconds over and it's still not showing us. 5 additional minutes, there we go. 5 additional minutes. We've got 5 minutes to get ourselves onto the board. You're not gambling again. I mean, this is probably a prime example of why people lose their shit when it comes to gambling. This would be an easy bet on paper. Top of the league versus bottom of the league. And we have played better. We've been the better team by a significant mile, but the thing that matters at the end of every match is the scoreline. Simple and pure. Make all the chances you want, but if you don't take them, then it's a whole different story. Forrest just takes a run at his man, does his best to get it into the box. That's a chance! Another wonder save! Oh fucking surprise, surprise! God fucking damn it, man. Played out short, back to McGregor. Another loose ball across, Yang. Cuts it back, nothing wrong with it, St Johnstone don't worry about it either and they just get it out behind the line. Another chance for us, man. How many fucking sitters have we missed this game? I'm genuinely convinced we've had at least 10 actual fucking misses that in any other game would score. McCowan for the corner. Bounces through over everyone and St Johnstone will just let it run through another corner kick on the far side. You won on the national, put it all in this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, don't ever do that, man. If you win a good bet, understand that you're not going to win a good bet right after it. For fuck's sake, man, it's just lackluster as hell. Start to finish. No one's played horribly. No one deserves to say that they've got a 3 or 4 beside their name. But nobody deserves higher than a 6. That's just the nicest way I can put it. Rio plays it short, the passing's nice. McGregor out towards the far side. Chance, please. Pass out towards you. That has to be a cross, you have to get it off early. It's going to bounce out. Another corner kick. Winning the league at Ibrox will be brilliant. I think if we're playing like this, we'll be winning any game. Realistically. This is the worst team in blue and white in the league, and it's not as if we're doing convincing in the finishing front. This should be a wake-up call to the board, though, that a striker is absolutely fucking needed. Oh, it's a good header as well, in fairness, and the keeper falls on it like it's come on, man. Can't follow anything with it. It was the right idea. Does get it up towards the near post, but again, it's another shot that's easily prevented. Yeah, it's very rare we score for corners at all, to be fair. I think I can recall about 4 or 5 instances where we've been able to actually capitalise. This might be the last hurrah, I suppose. Run forward, potential for us to do something. A late equaliser would be quite nice, just for pride's sake. Corner. Nope, goal kick and they start hugging each other, that's fantastic. Well, I suppose we're just going to lose this match then. Yeah, a bunch of fucking overconfident, cocky pricks. That is the nicest way I can say it. I suppose this is what happens when you put a bunch of fucking absolute piss babies that get paid way too much money. Way too much money. And you tell them to do their job and they can't be arsed. I mean, fuck me, imagine an electrician or someone that builds bridges being this half-arsed. Oh, well, I've already built fucking 10 or 15 bridges, fine, I can half-arse this next one, because I've got such a good track record. This might be the final chance of the game. It is pretty much the final chance of the game. Barlis gets it away. And this will be it. post and headed up. St Johnstone slice it back into play. Actually, it's not necessarily dealt with or cleared. St Johnstone pop it up and away. And then guess where they're throwing. I thought it was full time though. Ah, it's full time now. Well, what the fuck's the point in that? Fabulous. Well, I guess we'll lose again. That's I'm sorry, man, but this is the type of shit that makes you wonder if Rodgers is mentally checked out and if the fucking boys have too. Losing is fine. There's ways to lose. Dominating a match for fucking 85 minutes and missing every conceivable chance that has been placed upon you, whether that be from fucking 6 yards, 16 yards, fucking 60 yards, does not matter. The amount of sheer misses, the fact that Johnston's getting picked up and dropped down, by the way, that's another fucking whole thing that needs to be discussed. There could have been a penalty call for us right at the end there. Referee doesn't have any fucking interest in that either, so I guess that's cool. No, 100% right, Stockroom. 100%. I'll see you all next week. Catch you after. Stephen, you take it easy. Definitely not going to be alive too long after this one, I'll tell you that for free. What a fucking joke. That's been really nice about it as well. But I suppose that's what happens when you don't have an actual striker and a team full of people that can't fucking finish. Tell you right now, man, the board better fucking really get their fingers out their arses, man, and see when the summer comes. Fucking invest in people that can play the game! See, Ida, man, I don't fucking understand that. I said this after that cup final last year. He's going to get signed, he'll flop it like fucking, we'll still blah, but he's Irish and he's tall. Fuck that cunt, he's shit. Absolutely diabolical, man. It's the same way we fucking Rangers fans probably look at the Sers like, sure, he comes up with the occasional goal, but is he a key player? Fuck off, is he? Hell, man. Overpaid, overprivileged pricks, a lot of them, man. And again, the only ones you can really feel sorry for, maybe Rio, because at least he was the only one that was actually trying to dig in, forced chances, hit the post, got some lovely crosses into the box that nobody could fucking take for some reason. If I'm Rio, I'm getting into that fucking dressing room and I'm punching the shit out of Dyson. What the fuck were you the day? Put a fucking clean through once or twice and you missed both times, and I get it, like, you know, you're going to have off days, but that is just bad. I'm not even upset, brother, I'm just Scottish. Like, genuinely, I could not even really give two fucks about it, because either way, we'll win it in like 2 fucking match days anyway. I'm not fussed. But it's, you know, like I said, man, it's a way to lose. You can't just fucking show up and expect to play football and win. You have to at least have some fucking actual identity about you, and today there was just no cohesion whatsoever from the back to the front. Defensively, at best. Midfield, sure, they tried, but what are you meant to do when every good ball you put through is missed and squandered or hit into the side net and are fucking skied over the bar? It was just not good at all, man. I think some people generally don't watch football in here. Stockroom, Rio's been one of our best midfielders, full stop, bottom line. He's been better than in Gels, I'll say that comfortably. Better than McCowan to some degrees, at least in terms of consistent minutes. He's popped up with more assists than people give him credit for. But I'm talking specifically today, because sure, Maida's been our best player this season, but today was easily his worst performance. He did not do anything. Buff, that's what I'm saying. It's a classic case, because we've now done basically what Rangers did a few weeks ago when we lost to, what was it, Hibs, I think, and they were like, haha, lmao, and then fucking lost immediately afterwards. I mean, I hope for our sake we didn't have any like Celtic fans on Rangers Twitter yesterday giving them shit to losing to Hibs, but that's how it goes. It's kind of sad that that stat is something that you have on hand. Who actually cares? Top beats bottom all the fucking time in any other division. I mean, didn't that happen literally a few days ago with the fucking, like, not even a few days ago, was it a week ago? In the Bundesliga? You've had multiple instances of teams like Holstein Kiel beating Bayern Munich. It's not as if small teams can't beat big teams. But we beat ourselves today. St Johnstone did not beat us. That's the thing. We fucking made sure that we missed every opportunity. So it's one of those, right? Like, we need a fucking striker. That is the minimum. We need someone that can actually, you know, see that there's a fucking goal there and go, yeah, I can put it between those sticks. Because so many times it hit the side netting or it just went over the bar with tons of opportunity. How many shots did we actually have? We had 25 shots. Holy shit. 80% of the ball, fucking nearly enough 3 times the passes. Man. What a joke. Nonetheless, stats. Let's have a look at the table. Nothing really changes at the top. Both teams obviously here lost, which is always fun, but it means going into the split, obviously depending what happens between, I mean, Hearts play later on, right? So who is it they play? Because my brain just... Dundee United. So if they beat Dundee United, then they go into the top 6, and the ironic part is I think if Dundee win, they go into the... Oh no, they're already locked in. So I thought they would have been able to catch Aberdeen. They'd still be not too far off them, in fairness. 2 points behind Aberdeen, so they'd still be chasing down 4th. So this is a big crunch match, because if Dundee want an easier like match or a much easier time, I think they'd probably want St Mirren in there instead of Hearts. So, bring Dembele back fucking too, right? That is the minimum. I think a lot of us have said the same thing, Stockroom. I think the big issue for Rodgers is that he's just very unwilling to change tactics, especially when he's experimenting, because in his head he's like, no, this will work, of course it will work, it's my team. But today was a perfect example of how not to set up for a match, because he decided, fuck it, yeah, we'll kind of half-ass it, go and do all the long ball shit, which is fine. But I don't know how many times I've said this season. The long ball tactic does not work for us. We are always better when we fundamentally play through them. Which again, look at the last 15 minutes of that match. Even though we didn't score, we were comfortably playing out through them, because that's what we were doing. We stopped trying to fucking cross it the whole time. We'd use the middlemen. We'd pop it out to the wings when it was just for the purpose of getting across, not to run down it and waste as much time as possible. Most of the time we'll try to cut in, force it through the middle, but we just did it 10-15 minutes too late, and yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. It's not like disheartening, I'm not like pissed off or whatever, it's more like confused. Does that make sense? Like, I'm just genuinely confused at how I could sit there and watch that for it to be that stale, you know? Dembele and Aya would be quite useful. Man, a fucking actual out and out finisher and a defender that is actually consistent. That'd be quite nice. The split the split is pointless to some degree. I kind of agree with Flash to an extent that it's more just for the kind of mid-table teams, because they know they're never going to win the title, so they might as well have some form of like happiness if they achieve like top 6. But yeah. That's annoying. That's painful. I suppose I should probably pull up the next time that we play, because I mean, it's not for a while. It's up against Kelly, so that's always fun. We can pop that up and we can move that across when we have to. Just wasn't a particularly great game for us today at all. Environers, thank you for joining us, man. I got to go. I don't think Rio is the problem today. Why is everyone jumping on Rio's dick so hard? Like, what did he do specifically wrong today? Because he was our best midfielder. He hit the post, made numerous good crossing chances, was brilliant with the through ball. The only mistake he made was literally in that first 2-3 minutes where he just wasn't switched on for that run for that goal. That was it. So it's one of those. I don't get why people are giving him so much shit. Like, I get it, you know, he's out of the midfielders that are probably going to go. Rio would be the one you would choose. I don't expect Rio to stay in the summer fully either, but I think it's a bit harsh to give him shit for being one of the better players. Like, if he plays well, then that's just expected. If he plays shit, hound him. Like, no, I'm very much a middle ground. Like, I will give a player shit if they're consistently bad. Rio's not consistently bad. He's just very mission wash. Like, he's either 6 or a 10. There is no in between. Then today it was just a 6. It wasn't particularly great, but wasn't bad. Can't say too much besides that. Yeah, honestly, Flash, I could not have put it better myself, man. I kind of wish I never did this game, I'll be real, but nonetheless, at least, you know, I can say that I've done it. I can tick it off the box of things, I suppose. So it's not so bad in that sense, but it's a little, again, annoying when St Johnstone didn't really deserve to win. Like, if that game ended 1-1, I'd be like, fair enough, St Johnstone deserved that, because they did genuinely play great for the first 10 minutes. But, holy shit. That was like the perfect example of like a FIFA game, you know, a game that you need to win, where it's like you play it and you're like, right, okay, surely I'll win this. This guy's got like a fucking bronze team. I'm playing with legends, and then for whatever reason they score like immediately out the gate, and then just play shithouse tactics for the rest of the match, and somehow it works, because it's just how it goes sometimes. I feel bad because obviously I'm picking out players that are usually good for us, but Kuhn was shit today. Maeda was basically non-existent. I don't even know why we brought fucking Ida on. Genuinely, you could have thrown a fucking homing pigeon onto that pitch. You'd still have more of an effective attacker. So get that sorted first and foremost, man, because as much as I think Ida's a good player and a great man, I love the passion the man has. You can't take anything away from it. It's the same that I say about Joe Hart. He just ain't Celtic fucking quality, is he? So he needs to fuck off. I'd say if you're bringing in any Irish striker, go for Ferguson. He's sitting on the bench at fucking Brighton killing for minutes. He's willing to take the cut so that he can get football, and more importantly, if you guarantee that man Champions League football, he would take that deal. And he's much better. I'll tell you this firsthand, he is about 50 times more effective than fucking Ida would ever be. Watch them when they play in the national team. It's the same shit. So I'd say that's the big thing, and defensively too, especially if Carter Vickers is rumoured to leave in the summer, as well as Rio in the midfield, then we need to strengthen there too, because no offence or anything, but our bench options are now not really carrying too much potence. Because McCowan usually comes off the bench and plays brilliantly. He was very quiet too, so it's just, no matter which way you look at it, there's a couple of things that you can sit there and say Celtic just weren't fully themselves. We never really clicked out of third gear. That's probably the best way I can summarise it. And on top of everything else, the one thing that I say that we probably just didn't do right was take our chances. I mean, again, 25 fucking shots, 9 on target though. You know, that it just shows how inconsistent we are from any range outside of about 15 yards. I think Rio's a bit like Kuhn, a few others, plays well in Europe but switched off domestically. Yeah, you know, that's probably a good way to summarise it, Stortram. Like, he's very like inconsistent by virtue and by nature. Like, if he knows that he has to play, you'll get a performance out of him. But if you say to him, look, the pressure's off, doesn't necessarily, then you'll get a worse version of him, because he plays when there's a reason to. It's the same with Dyson. Like, if he doesn't have any pressure on him to play, then sure, he'll make a run or two, but it won't be on form. But if you say to him, you need to score, he will run until he drops. That's maybe the discrepancies that people would probably say between Dyson and Rio, is the fact that Rio just doesn't look as interested. But you could then look at Arn and go, well, compare those two, because those two are actual midfielders. Arn's only got more contributions because he's played more minutes and because he's got penalties on his favour. If he wasn't taking penalties, he would actually be quite comfortably one of the worst signings we've ever made, full stop. 11 million and the guy can't fucking pass half the time, man. Like, he needs to find out where he fits in that midfield, because it ain't on the right hand side. I'm telling you now, you need to either funnel him in the middle and let McGregor roam, because McGregor is better in those ranges. We've seen what he can do if he gets a shot off about 25 yards out. More often than not, it's on target. But if you're putting Gels there the whole time, you ain't going to get shit. He's a tactical player. Put him in deeper and let him roam in that space, and you get such a different player. Because that's what he did at Augsburg. That's what he did for the Belgian under-21s. That's where he plays, by nature, by definition. But if you've got him playing out on the right-hand fucking side the whole time, you're not going to get the best version of him. Same with Rio. By virtue and trait, he likes to play a little more centrally, but you've got McGregor that has to hold that place. And again, you can't say McGregor doesn't deserve it or anything, but I think McGregor's better further up anyway, because like I said, he's good for range. That's what we lacked today, just someone that could take a shot, force the keeper to spill it back into open play. You get something like that, there's a whole tweak and change that you can get away with. Rodgers needs to go. I don't think it's a bit harsh. Need to get a top class manager and sell trusty Kunate. Right, Angel, I can get like Arm and I can get Carter because those two have had like a noticeable. But it's a bit shit to say that about Kuhn because yeah, he's had a few kind of games, but it's the same issue as Rio and Maeda. Their heads are obviously not going to be fully locked in if everything's already kind of wrapped up. But I do agree with you playing Giles and Carter Vickers. Trusty and Kuhn though, not so much. I like Trusty this season. He's had a much better second half, I would say. Maybe he just needs to tighten up his position. I've said that for months. Too many square passes and backwards passes is Real Madrid are Bayern Munich. No, it's St Johnstone. Can't score goals across the pitch at the halfway line. Pretty much up. Yeah, and even then when we were getting crosses and stuff away, even when they were getting shots away, side netting or over the ball. It's one of those. He just blames TV for the downfall of our game. He's not wrong, to be fair. Ever since they started making it a fucking business rather than, you know, what it is, a sport. Yeah, wouldn't you know? Celtic are insanely shit. Can't even disagree with you, Hashman. We have not been particularly good today. That's putting it nicely. Very, very mid performance, and I mean, a lot of things that we need to definitely work on for damn sure. I'll say that for free. If you don't have the split with way too many teams in the top, slightly for what we have, yeah. Well, I think we know what we need to do next week. It's pretty straightforward. Is we need to beat Kelly. That should be doable because at home we're a lot better than we are away from home, but it's still a little bit of a kick in the teeth because realistically we could have won it before the split was even wrapped up. But I guess we're going to have to just kind of take that in the chin. It's not that bad, you know. We didn't get scudded 3-0 or anything. We weren't outplayed or anything like that. So I'm not too disappointed by the actual tactics or anything. But what pissed me off was the fact that we just didn't change up the tactics to play through them until about the 80th minute when we started actually getting chances every 2-3 minutes, because it was like I was saying for the whole 70 minutes prior, crossing was not our game. Either wasn't getting any fucking service whatsoever, so go through them instead. The second we started doing that, or popping in chances every 2-3 minutes, Forrest should have scored twice, but just couldn't fucking hit it. In the first half we had 2 or 3 chances with that goal clearance for that fucking, I forgot his name, but that 21, he was brilliant, genuinely. A couple of good performances in that St Johnstone side, but overall, yeah, it's definitely not something that Celtic will take to heart, let's say, but it's something they should definitely fucking look back on at the end of the season and go, shit like that can't happen, you know, even under the basic principle just for pride, right? It shouldn't be a case of you only have to win when it matters. You should be winning because that's what you're fucking paid to do. Show up, right? If you're not going to show up, say to the manager beforehand and let someone that does want to fucking play actually take to the pitch, because you feel like if you started with a different team today, you could have got something different for sure. Jan came on and he was a bit of more of an influence than Kuhn, but he wasn't too particularly that much better. Forrest, when he came on for Jota, like I said, had those 2 real big opportunities, but Jota was better on the crossing front, so it's like, you know, we need specialists, especially up front, definitely as a striker. Like I said, we need a Ferguson, an Ioannidis, a Kvistgaard, and any one of those 3, I will say, next window would be a very successful acquisition for us, but you know, we're obviously a wee bit stretched as it is to the end of the season, which is, well, you know, it is what it is. I know, guys, but like, the counterpoint I'd make to you, lad, is very straightforward. Finances. If you bring in a bunch of lower league teams and push them up all of a sudden into the top flight and tell them sink or fucking swim, you also need to pay for real pitches and stuff. That's going to set you back $1 million. So if you're a team like Bro, for instance, they get pushed up, they're fucked immediately financially because they can't even bring anyone in alone because they've just wasted the entire season's, like 2 seasons worth of budget just to have a pitch that's playable. So you can't do that. The split makes sense because at the very least it means that for those that are in the top 6, they're not having to fucking play against teams like St Johnstone in games that do not matter, because that's what happens when you do. You end up having games like this, which are just boring as fuck, and somehow end up going that way. In the top 6, you don't get to slack because it's a simple case if you make a mistake, you can get chased down. It's different for Celtic and Rangers because we're usually about 10, 15, fucking however many points ahead. But for the teams below, it still gives them something to play for. And nowadays, with the way like the kind of Europa and Conference League rules work, it's not so bad, because it means that basically the top two get Champions League, or at least they fight out for the chance to be in the Champions League. The next two get the Europa League, and then fifth has that Conference League potential fight out. Or is it third that gets Europa League, fourth is Conference, and then fifth depending if I think it's whoever wins the cup, right? Yeah, so like if Celtic won the cup, then it would go to whoever's in fifth, right? So yeah, like it's not as if it's impossible. You can definitely see teams make pushes, but we need the teams that are below us to actually make decent runs in Europe, because it's coefficient that drives financial interest. If you can't get investment, you're not going to get a lot of money to go around the leagues. So it's all well and good saying we need to bracket up the leagues, we need to make them this way and that way and this way and that way, but changing a system in a league that's already been set for the way that it is going to be more problematic for the actual fucking board members and team players that actually have a set system down, because you're always going to be sitting there going, well, what if we change this, what if we change that, and then it's just a case of, well, anytime there's a minor inconvenience, just change it. It's not going to fix anything. The split exists for a reason, and I think it makes sense to have it, but I think we do need to add at least 2 more teams to the league to make it more interesting. At the very least, have like a system where you have 3 that get relegated rather than just the 1, and then the other one goes into the player. Something like that. That would make sense. Because then you would have the top 6 that would be like, 4 spots are worth competing for, and then in the bottom 6 you want to be in the top 2, you want to be 6th or 7th, because then 8th through 12th or whatever, say we keep it as is but just change that one specific thing, then all of a sudden that bottom 6 becomes a hell of a lot more interesting to watch, just on that premise alone. Would there be teams in the leagues? There are non-leagues, maybe. They just have like a rule in place where they can't get promoted. It's kind of like the Bundesliga rules. They can't be any higher than the second division. It's not the same frame of mind though, because everybody's saying that we need to change it, but nobody knows what the right move is. You know what? Guys, no offence, mate, what killed football? The English League. Straight up. Because they bracketed it in a way to make money, not make the game more interesting. We don't need money. Right, this is a thing. I don't want to be one of those fucking leagues that are all about, oh, how can we make this so much a profit? Because then you're just basically like fucking Belgium or the Netherlands, where you're just changing the rules to fit UEFA's appreciations rather than the, supporters. Shouldn't be about money. Who gives a fuck? Anyone that expects Celtic or Rangers to go and win a Champions League at any point is dumb enough as it is anyway. Just fucking leave it as is. Jesus Christ, add a couple of extra teams to the 16. That's good enough. Leave it at that. Greece is a good example. We could definitely do something that the Greeks do. They have an actual idea, like a fucking identity anyway. And they have different teams that actually rotate and do alright, because sometimes it's Aris, sometimes it's Olympiakos, sometimes it's Panathinaikos, sometimes it's whoever else like that. That's not bad. So something like that wouldn't actually be too horrible, or too bad anyway, I would say. We'll get ready to wrap this up now anyway, because we're pretty much past 2.5 hours, if not already. Just basic expansion, I would say, guys, honestly. Get 4 extra teams into the league, and it makes it more interesting, because then you can add those, you can get that like 3 relegation and then 1 playoff. See, like the Bundesliga has for the second tier, where like rather than it just being, oh yeah, that 1 team goes up and then maybe 1 or 2 others if they decide to go through playoffs. Fuck that. Rather than doing that, have like 3 that get automatically promoted, and then 4th and 5th play a playoff place to fight whoever gets, like, say 16 teams, so whoever's 12, which would be normal for the last league, then yeah, you'd go into a playoff, and if you lose that match you get relegated, whatever else. It's one of those, right, where you can think of a lot of things that would actually make sense, but the SFA will only make choices that are based on financial and, let's say, profit-based mindsets. Celtic and Rangers, obviously, they're already as rich as it is anyway, so if they get told, hey, if you do this, you'll get an extra few million, they'll be like, fuck aye, who cares? We'll do it. But it just makes it a wee bit for the rest of the teams. Like, if you're going to do it, you'd need to bracket the percentages, which is then going to be more of a piss take on Celtic and Rangers, because, you know, if you've got a system where it's like, oh, well, yeah, you just need to pay about 50% of your winnings to the rest of the league, then what's the point in winning the league? Just do what everyone else does and hang in the middle. Like, there has to be like a set rule system, I think, to make that type of shit work. If Tierney comes back, does he replace Calmack as captain? I don't think he would. Unless, obviously, McGregor gets taken out of the team at some point in the next 2-3 years. I don't think so. But what I would say is that Tierney would immediately be instilled as the co-captain. See, to replace Carter Vickers, especially if he leaves in the summer, most likely. That'll most likely be like what happens. Yeah, good point actually. McGregor has a pretty respectable presence. Let me get ready to wrap this up because it's been pretty depressing enough as it is, I'll be honest with you. Plus I'd like to go and make food at some point, so that'd be a ideal. We'll just pull up all the things that I need to pull up. That'll be the next time that we'll live for those that are curious, which is about 6 days from now. That'll be against another team in blue and white, although a team that we actually have a pretty good track record against, and we can kind of get back onto form if we need to. And obviously with the fact that if Rangers lose again next week and we beat Killie, then it's same as us, we can still technically win the title before the split, but it would require them to lose. Even a draw would actually technically be enough based on goal difference. So I suppose there is that. We just watch and wait and see what happens. We need to say Schlub playing CDM. I fucking do that for the semi-final for vibes. that's the way we'll kind of go about it. Likewise, man. But yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for coming along, thank you for taking the time to stop along. For those that have just been coming in here at the end of the stream, thank you Viral News for the raid, that's always appreciated. I still need to know how the fuck to do that. I'd like to raid people, that'd be a very cool thing, but I guess that's just something that's like if you have a certain amount of subscribers or whatever, I don't know. But nonetheless, we lost, we got defeated, that was always fun. I hate that shit, so you know, that is what it is. I'll take a wee break to get some food. I might jump into the Discord for an hour or so later on. Maybe I'll keep an eye out for it once I've done all the things that I need to do. I appreciate you coming along, Harry, you take it easy. Catch you after, my man. Likewise with you, Flash, likewise with everyone that's been in here today. I appreciate you as always. Like I said, you can catch us again on the 12th. This one's about half an hour later, so we kick off at about 1:15 here. That's when I'll go live, 5 minutes to let you settle in and obviously get used to the kind of, you know, waiting times, I suppose, because we'll be live about 20 past, give or take, and then he's about 10 minutes until kick off happens. Anyone that subscribed today, thank you. I know there wasn't too many, but we do appreciate those that can actually, you know, stuck around and that was necessary. All the likes are appreciated too. I'm going to bounce out, but we know how it usually ends. Despite everything, Celtic are still the best goddamn team in the world, and I mean that fucking actually. I mean we're the best team in the world. No one else can say anything because we're still top of the league quite comfortably. It does not matter. 13 is an unlucky number for some. That's why we're probably keeping it there, because for Rangers it's more of a reminder that they're still shitter than us comfortably when we're fucking horrible. So once again, boys, catch yous after. Celtic are the best team in the world. Bye.